Welcome to twitch.tv/LoganRobo. Tonight's game will be Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Dual Destinies, starring Apollo Justice. Please remember, outside food or drink is prohibited. Additionally, outside waifus or husbandos are also prohibited. If you wish to enjoy a waifu or husbando during tonight's stream, please purchase one at the concession stand or souvenir shop. Remember, always thoroughly wash your new waifu or husbando before first use. Thank you very much, and enjoy twitch.tv/LoganRobo.
We're live! How is everybody doing? I was like slightly late on starting our new little pre-show fake announcement thing tonight because like I started the stream and Streamlabs said I was streaming, but my browser didn't say I was streaming, so I had to check some stuff. But you guys are here, so I assume it's working. How are you all? Looks like Rukov was here bright and early saying, Logan's World is terrifying. In Logan's World, it is perfectly acceptable to use light mode on Discord and discuss his desire to make Steam into light mode. Being late is his way of feeling like he is spending his time the right way. In his world, he uses his loneliness as his brand. Again, I'm not the one who even made that my brand. The more he objects to this, the more you know this is a practiced bit he created. And in his world, he thinks Ovaltine is actually chocolate milk. Unforgivable. It is. You got 3 flavors. You got malt, and chocolate for chocolate milk. It is 100% chocolate milk. If you don't think it is, you're just not buying the right flavor. It says, in spite of all this, he's a good guy who deserves love. Well, thank you for forgiving the unforgivable. Weedle says, sup? Okay, I kind of get light mode, but Ovaltine is what I draw the line in the sand. Logan, I'm disappointed more than ever. Have you ever tried rich chocolate Ovaltine? In a nice pint of milk? And there's Patat saying, hey, Logan, are those little hedgehogs? Patat, how are you doing? I feel like we don't get to see you often enough. How are you? Widow says, hello. When he says, I'm totally first, guys. Source, trust me. Oh, there you go. Wendy was first. I'm sorry, Rukov, Weedle, Patat. Wendy was first. Vero says, the only reason I come here early is for the intro. I hope you enjoyed it. But how are all of you? Vero, Wendy, Weedle, Rukov, Patat, how are all of you? Are y'all excited for some Ace Attorney? For some Dual Destinies. So here's what I did, by the way. I did before the stream. I went into here and I switched everybody over to costumes like we said last time. So I put Phoenix in the nostalgic sweater costume. Unless we want old school suit, but I think Feeny needs a comeback. Put Apollo in style and street clothes. Here's what I noticed. Watch this. There's a little Mr. Hat. That was his name, right? Mr. Hat, I think. On a little charm on his backpack, and put Athena into her Themis Academy uniform. Don't know what that is. I assume we'll see it in like a flashback maybe or something like that. So everybody's got the goofy costumes. So let's go ahead and load it up. And let's play last time where we left off. We were just about getting ready for the trial. I think we got like a little bit more to do. We did meet the new detective. Fulbright, I think was his name, who is fantastic. Oh, achievement unlocked stylish threads for playing the game in any one of the available costumes. And there's her costume. Look at that.
TTS no true C costume. Little 146 Crybo.
I know, little 146 Crybo. Indeed. Those are the only ones that have costumes, right? Did I miss somebody? Was I able to scroll down? Was I supposed to scroll down? Trucy totally should have had a costume. Everybody should have extra costumes, including Edgeworth. I don't even know if Edgeworth is in this game, but even if he isn't, I would just feel more comfortable knowing that somewhere off in the distance, he's in a costume. What should Edgeworth's costume be? Should it be like a snazzy butler? You want Edgeworth to buttle things? Let me read a few more comments in the chat before we get into the game for realsies. Wida says to Wendy, hello. Vera says, Wendy, oh my gosh, Wendy first. Ray says, Wazam! I'm here and totally not last. Oh, okay. So you're not last then, Ray. I would have been worried if you were. Wendy says, hi, Weedle and Vero.
Bratworth costume.
Oh, that's right. I forgot we saw him when he was younger. Oh, this younger costume like wasn't that much different. But still, that's like, we have Phoenix and we have the younger Phoenix for the costume. We need something that's like, oh, Steel Samurai costume, but like with, should he have, I don't think he should have the helmet on, but he should have his hair done up in like the samurai style. But thank you very much for the 10 bits, Vero, I appreciate that. And Eggland is here, says, I've been playing Infinite Craft and all my discoveries are egg drop soup related. Well, I mean, it's on brand for what used to be your old screen name. I mean, so the soup used to have Eggland soup. Yeah. But anyway, how are you doing? Ray and Eggland, how are you? When he says, oh my gosh. Ray says, hello, Wendy Weedle, Vera Patat. I am tired of typing names. Says hello to everybody. All right, so let's play a little bit and then I'll read some more in the chat. So, what are you thinking? It would crush her head if she figured out her favorite wrestler is dead. Oh, oh yeah, because we think that the Nine Tails wrestler is the alderman who was murdered. I guess I'll spare her the grief, although she really could use a reality check. We need to talk to Jinxie. Because we tried presenting. I'll also present this. I don't think we presented this yet. That was the last thing we haven't presented. Oh, that's the amazing Nine Tails. He lives in the mountains right outside the village, but he often comes to visit. It really doesn't sound very secret or reclusive to me. By the way, for the record, I'm still suspecting that although the alderman was probably the original Nine Tails, I think the murderer who we saw at the beginning wore that costume for his escape, and he's the guy we saw jumping off of the building and fighting the Tenmataro dude. That was him making his escape from the murder scene. No, he's not. In fact, he visits the village bathhouse all the time. Oh! I hope that's how we're going to identify who the real Nine Tails is he'll be able to say, no, I've always been the Nine Tails wrestler. And we're like, all right, get naked. Let's see if the moles on your nethers match the memory of Jinxie here. She's probably got like a pornographic memory. No way, the amazing Nine Tails goes to public bathhouses? Uh-huh, but like a true wrestling legend, he never takes his mask off. He takes baths in his mask? Uh-huh, and he also has a towel that says, wrestlers wanted. So I saw a naked man, and if I saw a naked masked guy with a message like that on his towel, I'd run the other way. Granted, if I was in day-to-day life and saw a naked masked man, I would probably still run the other way. I have lower standards for a retreat than Apollo has. Okay, now we can actually talk to this girl. Oh, that's right. We have actual court stuff to discuss with her, but I'm going to read a couple more comments in the chat first. Weedle says, I'm making a new deck for Pokemon. Also, I may have or may not have spent $100 on Pokemon cards. That's a lot of money. Widow says, Rukov mood. And then to Ray, not Rukov. Vera said, my friend is playing Apollo Justice Trilogy 2. And then,
Hello everyone, I'm back from work where someone burnt corn and the powdered mashed potatoes. I need to know how he did it.
Why is it always sounds like every day that you have at work, Theo, is just awful in like a new way? But how are you doing, Theo? Thank you for the 10 bits. So burnt corn and powdered mashed and the powdered mashed potatoes were burnt? Like both of them were burnt? But how are you doing? Other than that, Theo, how are you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for the 10 bits. And Vera was saying the friend playing Apollo Justice Trilogy 2, and they just finished Turnabout Corner. Wait, crap. Which trial was that? I don't remember all the names of them. Some of these like Turnabout Samurai and Steel Samurai. Which one was Turnabout Corner? Please send your condolences our way for next case. And then Vera says, hi, everyone. Wendy with a Yugi emote. Oh, hey, chat. Okay, we got to pause for a second. Wendy has redeemed chat confession. So I got to pull up here the official chat confessions that we've had, and we're gonna go ahead and take one out here. All right, so we gotta find one that we have not done yet. Let's see, we have done that one. And okay, wait, did we do this one last time? Yes, I think we did this one last time. That was the one we did last time. So here's the next one. All right, here's a chat confession. It says, I sat through a dinner I hated because my friend chose the restaurant and they liked it. but I didn't want to make them feel bad, so I slowly but surely just moved the food around on the plate and placed it into my bag. Thankfully, I had a Tupperware from lunch that was empty, so when that was full, I just got the rest to go. I put said food in the composter, and I've been finding ways to avoid going to that restaurant ever since. And by the way, the food was this scallop dish that tasted like cobwebs and the chemical smell, so I'm glad I didn't eat it. Okay, that reminds me of a story I gotta tell you guys. And good thing you had the Tupperware. If that just went in your bag, that would be awful. But I gotta tell you this story real quick. So this was a number of years ago. I'd have to go into like a big long setup about the situation here, but I'll oversimplify it to say that my roommate, for all intents and purposes, and I got invited to a dinner in the neighborhood with this lady, and she was a nice lady and everything, but at the end of the dinner, she had fixed a pecan pie, and no, I'm trying to be as vague as possible in case this somehow gets back to her. It was disgusting. It was like the worst thing ever. But my buddy over there, my roommate, he was the type of guy who would like always compliment stuff, even if it didn't deserve a compliment. He's like, oh yeah, this is so great. I'm just pretending it is good. And so then like a month or two later, we got invited back again to this to this lady to have dinner again. And I was just like nervous about it because before, when she lets us know beforehand, she says, oh, and I know how much you two loved that pecan pie, so I'm baking another one. And so I was dreading this like all week. And we finally get there. And like, I'm so stressed out. So there's going to be this awful pecan pie that like tasted kind of like vomit. And then finally dinner's rolling on. And then she's like, oh, excuse me. And then she gets up, goes to the kitchen, and she comes back. She's like, oh, I am so sorry. I completely forgot about the pie in the oven. It burned and it's ruined. And I know how much you two were looking forward to having that pie. It's like, I'm so sad. Oh, so sorry. But we'll survive. So, and there's more to that story, but I don't want to give away too much personally identifiable information. But anyway, we should play some game here. And there was your chat confession. I think Entrappa over in Discord wanted to know which one it was. So it's one about a gross restaurant. So we're going to talk to Jinxie about the incident. Hey, Jinxie, do you remember any more what happened? Not much. At least not yet. Wait, not yet? Does your memory get better with time? But you don't think Tenmataro was the killer, right? That yokai we saw at the festival? I don't know anything about that. Huh? Oh, maybe she doesn't want to admit that she saw Tenmataro, because wasn't that one of the things that if you look at Tenmataro gets your soul, huh?
Yes, canned corn, what he just needed to heat up on the stove for 5 minutes and put on the steam table. And for the mashed potatoes, he just needed hot water and mix.
How did you burn it by adding hot water? Okay, but canned corn, though. I am of the opinion canned corn is disgusting. Frozen corn, great. Canned corn, awful. And so if you're taking something awful and making it more awful with burning, that's the worst. But Theo, thank you so much for the 10 bits. I do appreciate that. And then hopefully next time you won't have such acrid smells wafting through your workplace. But okay, so, but you said Tenmataro murdered the alderman. It's okay, Jinxie, you can tell me. Yikes, what was that for? I was empathizing with you. People see things when they don't get enough sleep. There's no such thing as monsters. Wait, this is completely opposite than what she was saying before. She was accusing us of being a demon. Huh? What's gotten into her? So if there are no monsters, you admit I'm human. No, you're still a demon. So are demons not monsters? Oh, I give up. It seems like Jinxie doesn't want to talk about Tenmataro for some reason. But that's precisely what we need to know more about. Besides, she definitely thought there was a yokai there in the fox chamber. Jinxie, okay, about this charm. Oh, that's... You gave me this when I was heading off to the scene of the crime. You thought Tenmataro was the murderer. That's why you gave this to me, right? That's true, but... if there's anything you could tell us, It would really help. Oh, let me guess. We're going to have to use our superpower on her. Because this feels like if we were Phoenix, we'd be doing a psyche lock with our Magatama right now. And it'll help your father, too. All right, then. Oh, we didn't have to use magic. We just had to ask nicely. Huh. Let me read some more in the chat. Wendy with an emote. Patat says, yes, hedgehogs. I know. I miss you. I've just been so busy with the baby reason. Totally understandable. I hope all is going well for you. When he says, Feeny Fit goes hard. I just don't like that the mask is like around his chin in that costume. I mean, I guess if it's over his face, it'd cover up too much of the old money maker there. But still, Widow says, yes, Logan, I have. It is waste of money and is almost as crap as Logan persona skills. That is pretty low. Let's see what he says. Still recovering from getting yelled at by Kaiba multiple times last night. I loved that clip that you posted on Discord. It was great. Hang on. Gonna have a sip of water. And then we're gonna play some more here. Okay, Tenma Taro did it? Question mark? Why do you think Tenma Taro's the killer? I saw him with my own eyes. Okay, so this is how we're gonna prove it's not Tenma Taro, because that's the thing. If you see Tenma Taro, he gets your soul. And she still has her soul, unless she's gonna say the bandages on her head protect her. Tenma Taro was right there in the manor. Okay, so maybe the murderer had an accomplice, and maybe that's why it's okay that we saw the murderer at the beginning, because then we got to figure out who else helped out. Unless he changed costumes twice, like pops out as Tenma Taro, that'd be a lot of costume changes. I mean, look how involved this thing is, just the feet alone. He escaped his prison and ran right by me. What? Jinxie, tell us everything you saw. I called the police after I stumbled on the scene. I still love how this has the obvious air duct. Queen Katie, right with a party of two. How you doing, Queen Katie? Hang on, I'm not sure if Rukov is currently here, so I will do a shout out for you, Queen Katie. There we go. See, what were you playing? You were playing Reverse 1999. How was it?
The rest of the world
There's-
is watching you.
Is this Reverse 1999 that you're playing here?
Good time.
I think it is, because it's kind of small on my screen. I can't quite tell.
I weave the gown with thorns.
Come on, Drillman! Come on, Drillman! Yeah, I have to do it in like 20 rounds.
Oh yeah, it says Reverse 1999. There we go.
Yeah!
So I hope your stream went well, Queen Katie. You did miss we did a confession already, sadly. It was about somebody pretending to like a restaurant and hiding food in Tupperware in a bag and things like that. See, Vera says, oh my gosh, the steel samurai costume, yes. I'll step away from chat, but I'll still be here. Thank you for still being here, Vero. Eglin said, now I've started on the Transformers Fusions. It's open, wait, Transformers Fusions. Oh, and somebody gifted anonymously a sub to Ray. Thank you, Anonymous. Whoever gifted the sub to Ray, thank you so much. That's so nice of you. Thank you. Ray, you now have access to all of our emotes and the Hey Hey channel on Discord. But yeah, Eglin, I need more info on the Transformers Fusions. What are these that you've started on? What does that mean? Vera said it's super cold today. I gotta find a blanket. Warm up, man. Warm up, my friend. I'd be keeping a hoodie nearby here for the summertime, or that summertime, winter time. Let's see what he said. Also, my cat is here, absolutely clonked out. Ben, is it Ben the cat? Wake up, Ben. Ben, this is important. You gotta help us solve a mystery. So let's play some more. Then I'll read some more of the chat in a segment. Again, Queen Katie, thank you for the raid. And thank you again, Anonymous, for gifting the sub to Ray. That's super nice of you. Okay, so I was just about to head back to the festival grounds when I saw Tenma Taro. It was right around here. He was running right at me. I was paralyzed with fear. But there was no one around to help me. Shiver. The foul beast raced right by me toward the foyer. Toward the foyer? So that would have been caught on the security cameras if Tenma Taro crossed the room entirely rather than jumping out the window or something. Or going into, oh! Mr. Filch, he's probably the accomplice. So the murderer, because remember, his alibi is dependent on the aide, who I think is the guy that we saw at the beginning. And so if Filch dressed up as Tenmataro, that would then allow the murderer to dress up as the pro wrestler guy. And so if Filch went down the foyer, then put him on the ground floor, pops out of the building as Tenmataro, pro wrestler murderer jumps off the building dressed as Ninetales. It all fits. Mr. Filch and Mr. LaBelle were supposedly in the foyer at the time. That means they would have seen Tenmataro too. It sounds like we better get their statements. Considering Jinxie's mental state, her eyes could have been playing tricks on her. Apollo, remember the picture in this paper? Someone caught Tenmataro flying through the air. I wonder if it's the same Tenmataro Jinxie said she saw. I'm guessing it's just like the empty costume that somebody like fired it out of a cannon or tied it to a kite string or something. Put it on a little rocket. Hey, don't be ridiculous. Shiver, Tenmataro is the killer and he can fly too. Nah, Tenmataro is going to be an accomplice. Oh my gosh. So much still to talk to her about. Amazing Ninetales. Jinxie works at the Alderman's Manor, so maybe she could shed some light on this. So, no one knows the Amazing Ninetales' true identity? Uh-huh, they say no one's ever seen him without his mask. Doesn't that make you want to know even more? Uh-huh, that's why matches where wrestlers try to expose their opponent are so popular. I remember I saw one of those once, and it seemed kind of pointless. It was a masked wrestler. And yeah, the whole thing was like, if he loses, he'll get unmasked. And he lost, and he got unmasked, and they pulled out the mask, and it was some guy. I mean, you see his face, but he was like a Hispanic guy, because he was like a luchador. It's just, that's, and I guess there's significance because it's like a shame or something, but at the same time, it's just like, oh, all right, well, there's your face, some guy. It's like when supervillains like want to unmask the hero, unless the hero is someone famous. Like you get it with Batman, he's Bruce Wayne. But most people like Spider-Man, Peter Parker, he's a random freelance photographer. How many freelance photographers for news outlets do you know by face? Pull off the mask, like, it's the guy. So unless you know him, unless you're like Norman Osborn and he's best friends with your son, how are you gonna know this guy? Let me read a few more comments in the chat though. Vera said, the bad thing about waking up at 5 a.m. is it's super cold. Vera says 20 pics. When he says, check general chat. Vera says, Turnabout Corner is second case in Apollo Justice. So let's see, the second case, first case was Borscht Bowl Club. Second case was, crap, which one was the second? That's where he meets Trucy. I am spacing, like, I get it all mixed up. I think that was before, that was before the Gaviners concert. Oh, it was the one in the park with the noodles? Was that El Do Noodles? Was that the one, was that the second case? I think? Let's see, Tiff says, in the name of justice! Hello, Logan, hello, chat. Hey, Tiff, how are you doing? Welcome. Are you ready for some Apollo Justice? And Tiff, you're also in time because we haven't gotten to the trial yet. We've heard his name. Simon Blackquill. Vera says, Sid. Tiff says, puzzles. What he says, Sid, yippee. Ray says, Logan, the pie burned. It's Jover. Vera says, how are you doing? When he says, wait, what confessions have been read so far? I missed a couple of them. Okay, I can tell you guys right now all the confessions that have been read so far, if y'all really want to know this. We've read 7 of them, I believe. So let's see, if we go to the very first one, was just a short little nice confession about how, like, your stream has helped me out. I didn't know what to do with my life. It was like just a very sweet little thing. Second one was being, and again, this is one that I hope wasn't too personally identifiable, but it was about being little kid, parents owned a Mexican restaurant and eating some of the raw meat that they had at the restaurant. Then there was one about the first video game crush being Camilla from Fire Emblem Fates. The next one is about giving every family member who travels a little penguin figure. Another one was about going to a nearby cat colony and an old man being scary. And the next one, I'm pretty sure I read this one. I hope I read this one. Did we read the one about the jigsaw puzzles? It says my mom used to, if not, then this is an extra one you're getting tonight. I hope we didn't skip this one. It says my mom used to gather everyone once a week to do family games nights, and it's usually something like building a jigsaw puzzle or Uno, and I'd get weirdly competitive about jigsaw puzzles, so I'd hide a piece of the puzzle and place it when we're almost done, so I can win. Again, I think that was the last one we did, and then tonight's was about dinner with a friend and everything. So those are all the ones we have done so far. So I gotta have another sip of water and we'll play some more. I wonder if after doing a confession, I should like post it in the Discord publicly. Except that might disincentivize people for turning out for the chats. A confession will be in Discord. That's the only reason I come anyway. That's why matches where wrestlers try to expose their opponent are so popular. Wait, you mean expose as in strip them naked? No, but I would like to think that luchadors wear a tiny little mask on that downstairs as well. So they have a mask on their face and a mask on the end of that too. And so like if you unmask that, well then you also got to unmask that. It's like takes another match. Just a very small mask. Just peel it right off. Eek! You even think like a demon. The only thing the winner removes is the loser's mask. To have your mask torn off is the worst humiliation a wrestler could suffer. That's why their masks are more important to them than life itself. So you see, these unmasking matches are life and death battles for the wrestlers. So let me guess, the importance of the mask is gonna be important in the trial. Like we'll want to have the, we'll probably see the wrestler, the Nine Tails, and we'll want him to unmask and he'll refuse to, and it'll be a whole thing. That means this mask didn't just happen to wash up along the riverbank. There's gotta be a story behind it. No one can stop the amazing Nine Tails. Bet she'd be shocked to find out he's really the alderman. I'm just glad that we've acknowledged that we're not wondering. The Temataro you saw. About the yokai you saw at the scene of the crime. Anything else stand out? Actually, I heard this strange jangly sound. A jangly sound? Can you be a little more specific? I know it wasn't my wallet, because my money don't jingle jingle. It folds, like the way you wiggle wiggle, for sure. Doing memes from a year ago. My memory's kind of fuzzy, but I vaguely recall seeing Tenmataro holding a staff or something like that. Oh, it's got like jangly rings on it. Maybe that's what was making the strange sound. Does Tenmataro usually carry a staff? Good question. I've never heard anything like that, and it's not shown on the scroll. Well, I wonder if maybe, because like we know that the alderman was. Okay, how about this? When we saw the alderman dead, there was like a spear stabbed into him. We can show you in the court record here. There's a picture of it, right? Yeah, right here. He's got the spear stuck in him. What if that wasn't actually what killed him? He was killed with the staff. Because I can't remember what in the opening animation, if we saw what he was stabbed. Maybe he was stabbed with the staff, but then that was something that previously Jinxie's dad had held onto. That's why his fingerprints are on it, swapped in, put that in, and the actual murder weapon he fled with? Something like that, maybe? I don't know. I'm just tossing ideas out there. How about in other documents? Any of them show Tenmataro with the staff? This is the only known document depicting Tenmataro. After all, those who needlessly depict the demon are forever cursed. And what's the deal with the Tenmataro you saw, Jinxie? Yokai legend scroll updated in the court record. Jinxie statement added to the court record. Hey, why didn't you tell me you saw Tenmataro earlier? Actually, Mr. LaBelle told me not to tell. It's a suspicious thing for a murderer to do. Mr. LaBelle? Papa's aide. Oh, right, the other guy who was supposedly in the foyer at the time of the crime. What exactly did he tell you? Quote, keep the village superstitions in mind, end quote. Before you go talking about seeing Tenmataro at the time of the crime. Village superstitions? They say you must not gaze upon Tenmataro, but in the event that you do look, and then tell anyone what you saw, Tenmataro will claim your soul. Oh, so it's like a reverse version of the Ring video, where that one you have to pass on to someone. This one, if you do, then okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed your soul while it lasted. Your soul is now forfeit, girl. And that's something everyone here knows. Sounds like a bunch of baloney to me. Everyone from babies to the village elders knows about it. But I didn't because I'm not from around here. Hey, come to think of it. Why is everyone hiding their faces? Hey, you there, you mustn't stare at Tenmataro like that. Lower your eyes. He'll steal your soul if you're not careful. Huh? Steal my soul? Seriously? The guy at the special event thing said almost the exact same thing. Apollo, do you think this LaBelle guy actually believes in Tenmataro? I seriously doubt it. He's not even from Ninetales Vale. Then why would he try to keep Jinxie from talking? Oh, good question. I think we'd better go have a word with him. Time to unmask this monster of mystery. The last time I saw Mr. LaBelle, he was relaxing in the foyer. Bueno! Next stop, the Manor Foyer. With any luck, he'll be there waiting for us. I want to present the statement that she just gave us to her. April 17th, QB Manor Foyer. Wow, actually still not to the trial yet. There's no one here. Guess our luck isn't so good when it comes to Mr. LaBelle. Maybe he's out for a walk or something. Somebody left something on the sill of the caretaker's office window. Oh, it's a TV program guide. We'll say Tenmataro Pro Wrestling Howlin' Wolf versus Pretty Boy Vampire. Blow by blow commentary by Timothy Twilight. I hope that's someone we get to meet. All right, let's read the other things. Underneath there's Peekaboo, I Found You, Yokai of the Amazon. Join the hunt for Tofu Taro, a high-protein yokai said to fight cancer and heart disease. What's up here? Something episode 2, Something Time, 10-part chain reaction starring Phil In and Mo Blocks. Okay, Phil In is obviously he's a fill-in, but what's the pun for Mo Blocks? Mo Blocks. Maybe, I don't know. There's protests over there. Sunset Course, French Philosophy, Part 1. Something you're earning little. I wish we could read the whole thing. I want to see all the different TV shows in this universe. Oh, there we can see it. Hey, thank you, game. I just asked you for this and you gave it to me. It's up here is on the top left. It's I Married a Yokai. Repeat, episode 8. Quote, Wait, you're really human. Starring something Vitus and Willie Wait. Something Durs of the Brain. Something's really only use something of their probably brain. So this over here is The Veil. New feature, Municipal Protests Intensify, maybe? It's probably, I bet that up there is it says Herlock. It's probably about Herlock Sholmes. Isn't that the Sherlock Holmes character from Great Ace Attorney Chronicles you guys have mentioned before? Of the something find out Mr. Bones treats. Looks like someone circled a pro wrestling match.
TTS and justice we trust. Boo.
Ah! You're so scary, Crystal. Why are you so scared? You know what? Actually, that reminds me. I was meaning to post this on Discord and tag you. The way that you do the TTS boo, because I'm going to be absolutely honest. For those watching, it's a bit. Crystal's not actually scary. I like to pretend because she says boo. But somebody posted that scene from The Dark Knight when Harvey Dent is in the hospital with his scarred face and the Joker shows up in the nurse costume. And the Joker's got like the face mask on, but not like covering the top half of his face. And so it's all Joker makeup. And he takes off the mask on the lower half and Harvey Dent is like shocked and like angered to see the Joker. And it was labeled like Joker jump scare. I'm like, that's just like when Crystal comes in and you hear TTS, boo. It's just, but it's so scary. But how you doing, Crystal? Sorry, that's a lot of yapping, a lot of talking. I'll read some. I'll play some more of the game until we get to some background music.
TTS, that clip makes me laugh so hard. Like, how did he not recognize him? LMAO.
No, exactly. He obviously saw him, but it's the overreaction. And don't get me wrong, Aaron Eckhart is a great actor, and maybe they just thought that he maybe he thought that they weren't going to be showing that angle or something when they had him react like that. My understanding is that also some of Heath Ledger's stuff was a little bit improvised, and so maybe he just wasn't thinking it through when he was reacting like that. But yeah, it's like this Joker paint all over here, and then removes that. It's like anger. But yes, thank you very much for the TTS. Okay, let's play some until we get background music, and I'll read a little more. Hey, what do you think you're doing? Eek! It's a. Oh, Mr. Filch, what can we do for you? Well, I bet she was gonna scream monster, which really isn't much of a stretch.
Oh, ain't nothing I need for you to do for me, but what business do you got with my TV listings?
I think that was a voice we gave him. It was something like that. Not a very strong voice, but now we got background music. Let me read some more in the chat. Let's see. Vero says 20. Not a lot, actually. Maybe 4 or 5. Well, I think it's because the first day we did like 3 of them, and that's why we did. How many was that I read? Like 7? See, Tiff said, I'm doing good. Just got done helping my dad with his stream, so I'm a little tired, but not enough to miss this. What was your dad streaming? Tiff, I need more information on this. Vera said, heck yeah, Sid, dad streaming. Tiff says, yeah, my dad sells stuff on Whatnot, and I do all the accounting stuff during stream. Wait, what is Whatnot? I've not heard of this. So is that, I'm guessing that's not on Twitch, so we can't like raid your dad, unfortunately. Neon says, hey, not too late. We haven't seen him yet, right? It depends on who him is. We did see Fulbright last time, but if you're talking about Simon Blackwell, the mysterious name-dropped prosecutor who is apparently a death row inmate, I am hoping he's got like a full prison jumpsuit, not like a modern prison one like the orange jumpsuit, but full on like black and white stripes like Alice from Your Turn to Die type of prison jumpsuit. And Tiff says, if by him you mean the prosecutor, then no. And then Yamfish says, okay, good. And there's where the raid happened. Queen Katie says, yup, except for Radia, saying Queen Katie raid, Queen Katie raid. Queen Katie said, I had beaten the stage on the last stage. Also, that clip was my very first one ever. I got it today. Nice. Congratulations. But for the new people, Queen Katie, Extemporaneous, Neon, how are you all doing? Let's play a little bit more here. I'm trying to remember to keep up more with chat, because two of the last 3 streams, I've gotten so far behind the chat that the chat just auto-refreshed, and I missed like a half hour's worth of stuff that vanished into the void, and I don't want that to happen. I want to make sure I'm reading what you guys say. Oh no, it just caught my eye. Hey, can I ask if you watched this pro wrestling program today? Yup, it was a match between a couple of rank amateurs, though. It was a complete disaster. I reckon even I could have done better than that. I seriously doubt that. Oh, not only that, but look at this. He's got like keys around his neck, so even if Tenmatara's staff wasn't jangling, he could be a jangling. I'm still thinking, yeah, that was him dressed as Tenmataro, even though the body type seems different. TV listings added to court record. Filch's TV program guide. The afternoon wrestling match was a total disaster. Okay, so that was at 3 o'clock. So we should compare that with times and everything later to see if it really syncs up. You almost forgot. There's something I wanted to ask him. Hey, Mr. Filch, did you see anything unusual around the time of the murder? For example, Ted Mataro or something like that? Ted Mataro. See, I think he's nervous not because he believes in it. It's because he knows he was the one dressed as Ted Mataro. So you did see him! My, how clean and shiny your forehead is again today, Mr. Lawyer, sir. Bet you shine it up every day, real purty-like. The ladies must love it. Chat, I have a massive 5-head forehead. For any ladies within the sound of my voice, if I polished it to a shining luster, would you love it? Or is Filch a filthy liar? A filchy liar. And don't change the subject, and FYI, that was a seriously bad attempt at flattery. Jinxie said she saw Ten Mataro flee toward the foyer, so you must have seen him too if you were here. Yeah. Yipes. Wow. I really pushed a button there. He verbally yiped. Wow, did you see anything or not? Hold it. Well, who's that? Oh, it's gonna be. Oh, that's him. Oh, he looks. That I don't remember him looking quite this. I remember he had makeup, but and I should warn you guys that is not a flower. That is actually his jacket is cut out. That is what his nipple looks like. He's just he's just making sure it's there, readily accessible for anyone who might be thirsty enough to require it. Those are some shoulders. You know what this reminds me of? If you guys see that meme it was an old Daffy Duck cartoon where he was like in this really elaborate zoot suit, and somebody used it as a meme. I think they called it like literally me, and they were trying to do it as like Daffy Duck is like a JoJo character type of a thing. I'm not describing it well, but wow, this fella here. Okay,
TTS, who is this suspiciously, Zesty Joker Walmart version?
A little bit, you know what his costume kind of is? Kind of is, Crystal, and thank you for the TTS. Any of you guys ever read The Dark Knight Returns by Frank Miller? Is the one that's like in the future. It's supposed to be kind of like the end of Batman's storyline. That's a little bit like the suit he wears. A different color, because the suit in that I think is more of like a white, silvery kind of thing. But this has the definite Joker color, and he's got very, very unnaturally pink lips. And unnaturally dark purple eye sockets. What do you call this part between the eyebrow and the eye? Anyway, that's quite enough. I must ask that you not pester my friend anymore. Yipes, forgive me for being pestered, sir. And you are? I am Florent Lebel, Beau Divine and personal aide to Mayor Damien Tenma. Beau Divine? More like the yokai grotesque. This place is crawling with monsters. Oh, ow, my mouth was open. What the heck was that for? Oh, it was just a little cologne. You had a look of stinky sweat about you. It's from my own original brand of cosmetics called Je suis Lebel. For anyone who doesn't speak French, that simply translates to I am Lebel. And it shouldn't even be L apostrophe. You do the L apostrophe before a vowel. It's bad French, yo. Sniff, sniff, sniff. Oh, what a heavenly scent. I think you just paralyzed my olfactory receptors. Oh, I suppose such a scent would be difficult for a peasant to appreciate. I'll have you know, that is brand number 5, Bonjour. It's my way of introducing myself. Enjoy. Here's my bottle of adieu, so I can return the favor. Enough about cologne! Please tell me what you saw around the time of the murder. We gotta present him stuff. You know what? He squeezed his nip in our face. We gotta present ours to him. Yes, you always go around sticking your hand in other people's faces. Oh no, I just wanted to show you this. Oh yes, you do have something in that grimy paw of yours. But I only have eyes for things of beauty. Now, if you would excuse me. Guess he'll only look at stuff that interests him. I gotta read a few more comments in the chat. Is that voice okay for him? That voice is the vibe I'm getting from this guy. And Ray says, oh wait, I got gifted a sub. Thank you so much. Yes, you did, by Anonymous. I don't know who did it, but thank you to whoever it was. Ray says, I was AFK laughing. Well, again, now you got access to the emotes and the Hey Hey channel on Discord. Except Ray says, Athena looking different. We gave Athena and Apollo and Phoenix all costumes now. So they'll all have costumes to try. We probably won't see Phoenix this chapter, I'm guessing. But maybe when he calls on the phone or something. Eglin says, Infinite Craft on the Neil Fun website. It's like that old game Little Alchemy, but it goes on forever. Oh, I think I've seen something about this. It says pretty much anything combined with anything will come up with a result. I have seen that. I didn't know what it was, what it was called or anything. I've seen that before. X-Ray says, yeah, I saw a few peeps playing that. It's like the old Elements game, but it seems infinite. I don't know how it's possible. X-Ray says, random Transformers check. Action. Do they have two buddies named Lights and Camera? You know what? You have actually stumped me on that one. I'm gonna have to check. Action? It's like the name? I'm gonna guess he's someone else that was just name dropped but never seen. Okay, Action. Okay, here's his entire bio. Action is an Autobot. So apparently, he was name dropped once. That there was like a bunch of statues of people who were in the war, and he's just one of them. He was mentioned by name. So again, I don't feel bad enough for knowing him. But yeah, you know, why not? Let's just say he had buddies, Lights, and Camera. But you always got to stand in the right order, Lights, Camera, Action. And I got to have a sip of water, and then we'll play some more. Okay, we're going to really quickly try and present everything else to see if anything comes up with anything. Okay, that's the same thing as before. Try this. Oh, here we go. Yes, that's a warding charm. But why are you showing it to me? Yes, it does work on all monsters. Yark! Yark, I say yark! Shame on you, thinking that would work on me. Blah! Oh, you should be honored to be bathed in my beautiful scent, peasant. Now I really wish it would work. All right, let's try the flower. Okay, same thing as before. I'm guessing anything that he does comment on, he'll just like spritz our face with his juices, which is not what you want from a man. Not from most men in general, but especially not from this man or any man like this man. By which I mean murderers. It's not the makeup or the flowers or the 6 bow ties all over his jacket, which is kind of, that's like, it's a fun thing to have instead of buttons. Oh man, you remember the old Ace Attorney days when all the evidence would fit on just like 1 page? And now we have all this extra stuff. All right, and this thing. Here we go! The amazing Ninetales. What's so amazing about him? I mean, my glossies are selling way better than his. Oh, my glossies are selling way better than his. Oh, so he's a pro wrestler too then? So that would mean that he would be capable of being the Ninetales pro wrestler that we saw. You sell glossies yourself? That's right. I have one for all 7 of my hair colors. Well, guess that's it. Civilization over. Tisk, if you want one, you need simply ask. I'll even let you choose the color yourself. No, thank you! Okay, 2 more things to check. Okay, that one's nothing. And then one more, last thing. TV listing. Nope, nothing. But we got 2 fun little scenes out of that. Now we can talk to him. But I'm going to read some comments in the chat, though. Let's see. Quick Katie said, I'm going to grab an ice cream. Oh, so much happened in this stream. Has a lot happened? I feel like I'm just kind of goofing off a little bit. Enjoy the ice cream. Extremity says, Logan, wrestling stream when? I sometimes enjoy a good wrestling match. When he said, Queen Katie, enjoy your ice cream. Ray said, Joker when he unmasked Batman on the Harley Quinn show was funny. That was funny. I liked that one. Where's my GD car, Bruce? Electric car, Bruce, or whatever it was. Extremity says J. Jonah Jameson would love to see Spidey-Man unmasked. Well, because he knows who Peter Parker is, so it makes sense for him. Extremity says, I think I saw that in a short. He's all like, bro, part of the relationship with Joker and Batman is the fact that he doesn't know who Batman is. Eglin said, I can mix alcohol with almost anything and get a result, but I can't mix Cookie and Monster to get Cookie Monster? Maybe Cookie Crumbs? Can you get Cookie Crumbs and then do a monster? Maybe Cookie and a puppet? Extremity says, yes, confession summary. Eglin said, gift plus stalker apparently makes Santa. That's fun. I mean, gift plus breaking and entering, like burglar ought to. All right, let's talk to this guy some more. Keeping Jinxie quiet. Yeah, I heard you're the one who told Jinxie not to mention that she saw Tenmataro. Why, that little? So she told you she saw the demon, did she? Mr. LaBelle, do you mind if I ask whether you believe in the village superstitions? Oh, please, I was merely trying to keep with traditions. Nevertheless, I will say this. I wouldn't stick my nose into this whole Tenmataro business if I were you. Bad things happen to those who do. That much is true. He is one scary monster. The bad things happen to those do remind. Any of you guys ever seen, I may have mentioned these on stream before, the old, I think it's Wilkins coffee commercials that Jim Henson and the Muppets did back in like black and white days. So it would have been like, what, 1950s or something like that? And they follow a general pattern. I mean, there's some deviations, but there would be these 2 Muppets, and usually one of them would say something like, I don't like Wilkins coffee. Then the other Muppet would murder that Muppet in a horrible way, such as shooting him with a cannon or something like that. And then he'd turn to look at the camera and go, bad things happen to people who don't like Wilkins coffee. So it's a threat. The puppet is threatening to murder you if you don't buy Wilkins coffee. It's brilliant advertising, quite frankly. That's crazy. You really expect me to believe the monsters are real? Oh, well, you're real, and you sure look like a monster. Hey, look who's talking. So, Mr. LaBelle, you didn't see Tenma... Don't do it while I'm talking. Little Jinxie has an active imagination. Isn't that right, Phineas?
That's right. I didn't see nothing, especially not Tenma Taro.
As for me, I only see things of beauty. That's why I can barely see you. I got 2 words for this guy. Total F. Freak. All right, your alibi. Could I ask you what you were doing at the time of the crime? In other words, you'd like to hear my alibi? Tisk, to think you would suspect me of all people. Oh, no, it's just a formality. How dare you doubt me? That's an affront to beauty itself. You obviously can't see straight. Like that spritz really helped. What were we doing, you ask? Go ahead, Filchy, answer the question.
At the time of the crime, we were, in this foyer.
Totally not a rehearsed answer at all.
Exactly. A good answer, Filchy. Good answer. And just repeating what you told. Oh, see? They're being so obvious.
You've said quite enough.
What is with these two? Great. Now he's got me talking. Oh, what is with these two? Great. Now he's got me talking like that. I mean, please tell me Apollo picked up on that. Him basically admitting he was told to say that. I'll read a couple of comments in the chat, though. Xarian said, jiggle, it folds. Quickie said, I'm back with the ice cream and cookies Dad brought from his meeting. Nice, what kind of ice cream is it? Neon says, fill in, more blocks. So it's probably blocks on the TV, so it's mo blocks is more blocks. Fill in mo blocks. I gotcha. Xarian says, classic Logan. Weedle says to Crystal, hoi! What he said, I'm probably gonna lurk and work on my Animal Crossing New Horizons island a bit. That's a good reason for a lurk. Thank you for the lurk, Wendy. I hope the island is going well. If you see any villagers that would like, I would say from my island, but I guess you don't know who's on my island. Just be nice to everybody there. Crystal says, ahoy to Weedle. Xarian says, Logan's not scared. Impossible. Weedle says, I just finished my deck. It is much better than before, like 3 times better in my opinion. When he says Yu-Gi-Oh! Capsule Monster Coliseum stream when? Quick says, lol, I meant that I beat the stage on the last turn. Oops. Okay, there we go. Weedle says to Wendy, you beating Kaiba when? Wendy says to Weedle, next stream. Trust me. All right, let's play some more here. Are we quite through here? I'm a very busy man, you know. Right, well, thanks for your help. So these two were in the foyer, but didn't see Tenma Taro. Come along, Filchy. Where are we going? Oh, right, gotta practice them statements for my eyes, my eyes. They're still bumbling. Okay, but we ought to be able to at least check the security camera footage to see if Tenma Taro came running through, unless he ran down and jumped out that window or ran into there and then stashed the costume or maybe changed in there and then shoved the costume through the window to somebody else. You're going to dig your own grave with that big mouth of yours someday. Not only is it obvious what's happening, but he just threatened him. What does he mean? Practice statements. I have no idea. Completely clue. Well, nothing suspicious here. Time to move on. Now, if you would excuse me, it's time to touch up my makeup. Apollo, I know this sounds strange, but I think those two were not entirely honest with us. but Mr. LaBelle seems unusually preoccupied with Tenma Taro.
Really? How can you tell?
Well, it's kind of hard to explain. You see, I can read people's emotions from the tone of their voice.
You mean you have good ears?
Something like that. People's emotions are expressed in the tone of their voice, and my ears can pick up on even the subtlest of tones for some reason. I don't know. Maybe I'm someone's long-lost sister. Who gives a crap?
That's an interesting skill. But what do you mean he's preoccupied with Tenma Taro?
I'm not exactly sure, but it was like he was obsessed with the thought of Tenma Taro. That's what I picked up from his voice anyway.
Everywhere we turn is Tenma Taro this, Tenma Taro that.
We should go talk to the mayor too.
Sounds like a plan. We need to get to the bottom of that rumor about him wanting to release Tenma Taro.
Okay, it's gotta be like the last place we go. We go to the detention center, we're gonna talk to him, and this is gonna be the trial, right? Because we're almost an hour in, and we're still not to the trial.
April 17th, detention center visitors room.
Something wrong, Apollo? Where did your enthusiasm go?
What am I doing asking the mayor if he has ever thought about releasing Tenma Taro? At best, he'll think I'm an idiot. At worst,
Oh, he's here!
grumble, grumble. Let me read a couple of comments in the chat. Crystal said, let's go Galaxy Unpacked. Wheatle says, sure. That's what they all say, laughing. Wheatle says, cube. Tiff says, no, not on Twitch. Whatnot is a website where you can sell stuff on. My dad sells some of his silver. I just sit in and write down who buys what and for how much. So all my dad needs to do is get the packages put together and ship them. That's pretty cool. That's neat. Kind of reminds me of, I have a half-sister who runs like an antique shop. She and her husband do. And I remember one time over their house, I think her husband was going all over online, like scouring, just trying to find like cheap jewelry that they could, not like cheap jewelry, but I should say inexpensive jewelry that looked really nice. Basically that's being sold undervalued that he could then like put into his antique shop at a better price and make some money. Crystal says cube. Exterminator says asking the real question. Number 78, oh, so would you rather says, would you rather have a piggy bank that doubles any money you put in it? Or find $10 under your pillow every time you wake up? Piggy bank, easy. Absolutely, because then you get it like on demand, assuming it's not like counterfeit money that you'll get in trouble for or something like that. Because the under your pillow thing, you can only do it a maximum once a day. That's still a lot, but you could just like take a $20 bill, pop in the piggy bank, pull it out, you got $40. Pop in 40, pop it at $80, and you just do that a bunch of times. And I mean, doubling, it's exponential growth. Exterminator says, why does Bro's color scheme remind me of the Joker? I think you're not the only one. Crystal said, that's fake lips deaf. Eglin says, eyelid. Well, this is the eyelid right here. But what's like this section? Like in between the brow, the brow, this region, which is where it's colored. And then you have the eyelid and then eyeball. I don't know eye anatomy very much. Oh, there's a clip from Queen Katie. Let's load this up onto the clip viewer so we can all watch it together, and then we will get on with this, what I assume is going to be our final conversation before the trial starts. As always, the first clip of the night takes just a little longer to load up than the subsequent clips
TTS,
will.
are you talking about the crease?
Not the crease. It's like this real estate in there. It's above the crease. It's just skin. It's in between the eyebrow. It's like I said, it's real estate. It's just empty. It's an empty, excuse me, undeveloped lot. Okay. Thank you very much for the TTS. And this clip is titled "Forehead 5-Head Flattery." Okay, I have a inkling I know what this is. My, how clean and shiny your forehead is again today, Mr. Lawyer, sir. Bet you shine it up every day, real pretty like. The ladies must love it. Chat. I have
This is real talk.
Massive 5-head forehead. For any ladies within the sound of my voice, if I polished it to a shining luster,
This
would you
music
like-
doesn't fit that very well.
or is Filch a filthy liar, a filchy liar?
And don't change the subject. And FYI,
I don't think the girls like that.
Flattery.
I don't think they like foreheads.
Jay-Z said
Otherwise, I'd actually have girls coming after me. Thank you very much for the clip. I appreciate that. Okay, let's play a little bit of the game here. It's so nice to finally meet you. Oh, that's right. She doesn't know what he's like in person. I'm Mr. Justice's partner, Athena Sykes. Hey, big toothy grin. I'm looking forward to working with you, Mr. Tenma
Taro. What? Wait. That's not his name, right? What is his name? I can't remember what his name actually is. Damien Tenma. Oh, but she's calling him the monster thing because he looks like a monster. I see what she did.
Oh, yes. I look forward to working with you, too.
Hey! Glad he didn't mind Athena calling him by a completely wrong name, huh?
Apologies for being late. I was in choir practice.
No worries. How was choir practice? Never apologize. I'm happy that you're here. Good to see you, Jorge. Thank you for the 10 bits. I almost said mitts. It's not mids, it's bits. Thank you for the 10 bits. What is the practice for? Do you have like a concert coming up that you're gonna be like performing in or something? Or is it just like general choir practice for the sake of choir practice? But so good to see you, Jorge. Okay, so let's keep, we gotta be close to the trial. We're close to the trial. I'm excited to see Simon Blackquill. Apollo, he's just as kind and gentle looking as I'd imagined. Oh, it's gonna be one of those things where she's just not scared of him. Oh, maybe it's because of her psychology thing, that because she hears the kindness in his soul, and so she doesn't think of him as scary. Lucky for you, after that blunder you just made. There was something I wanted to talk to you about. There were rumors going around about how you want to or did set Tenma Taro free.
Ha! What utter nonsense!
Yikes!
They always assume the worst of me because of the way I look. But those rumors don't have a shred of truth, I tell you.
A little touchy about his appearance, isn't he? Well, he really needs to work on his people skills. Okay, we got more stuff we can present to you since the last time we saw you. Here's a TV schedule. I want to show you this. Sorry. I hate it when he clams up like this. All right, let's just see if there's anything actually new. I want to show you this. Nah, clams up. Show you this. Clams up. I don't know what here all is new. I think this is new. I want to show you this. Come on, anything new, bro? What about the photo of you knocked out? This is a photo of the crime scene. You didn't happen to see a yokai there, did you?
What in the world are you talking about?
Oh, no, I'm not saying I believe in monsters or anything. I'm sorry.
Please, somebody let me out of here.
So did you see one? You know, like, I don't know, Tenma Taro. Never mind, just forget it. Is he laughing at me, with me, or even laughing at all? It's hard to tell. Okay, I think we probably showed him everything on this page. Wait, no, did we show him the statue yet? No, okay, nothing else. Let's actually talk to him so we can get to the trial. Back out of here. Talk. Tenma Taro's revival. So rumor has it that you want to push the merger through in order to release Tenma Taro. Of course, that is a bunch of baloney, isn't it? Sorry if I offended you.
So that's the talk around town, is it?
I can see how that would make you angry.
What if Jinxie's schoolmates start teasing her about this?
Huh?
I must break out of here at once. Her tormentors must be taught a lesson.
No, wait. First, we have to get you on a not guilty verdict.
Don't try to stop me. This is about a father's duty to his darling daughter. Hold tight, sweet Jinxie. Daddy's coming to save you.
Relax. We'll look out for your daughter until we can get you free.
Is that so? You don't need me to go straighten things out myself?
Oh boy, he'll probably call in the SWAT team if he showed up at our school. All right, I ought to ask him about the reason behind the merger. I'll read a few more comments in chat. Sherry says, eyeshadow, eyelids. Well, the eyeshadow's the makeup, and again, the lids is this thing. Anyway, enough talk about eyeball anatomy. Vera says, good theme. Xamaria says, aw, snap. If every character seemed like they're kind of based off of yokai, as far as I can tell, I wonder if LaBelle is too. Oh, that's an interesting question. I wonder, maybe. I don't know a lot of yokai. I know there's isn't there the one that's like stuck to a toilet or something? Xavier says, bro really said that scent is too rich for you to understand. Xavier says, add quote. Oh, thank goodness this won't be added. The quote is, he squeezed his nip in our face. We gotta show him ours. Fortunately, there is no mod here at the moment active. I think Rukov is AFK, and I haven't. One of these days I will. I think I will just spontaneously mod somebody here. And Xavier with a quote command. Quote number 40: a flower crown is just a better onion ring. Omori. March 26, 2023. Vera said, perfect voice, thank you! Crystal said, so I searched according to the AA Wiki, Florent is a name. Oh, we talked, it means it's like flower. Old French origin means in flower, which fits with his floral perfume and the rose on his lapel. His English name, La Belle, comes from La Belle, which is French for the beautiful. Okay, because we knew about La Belle being the beautiful and Florent having a reference to flowers. But yes, I hadn't really thought about the flower on his lapel, because we hadn't seen, I don't know if we'd seen the lapel yet. Maybe we didn't, I just don't remember. Thank you very much.
Sorry I am not around as much.
No, it's okay. I'm just saying that, and I'm not gonna draw your attention to that quote, because you don't need to add that quote. I'm just saying that besides Rukov, you have like IRL responsibilities that are awesome and wonderful and important, and you should be prioritizing that above this goofiness. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. And you are an amazing mod, Rukov. You do go above and beyond. But it would maybe be nice to be able to mod somebody else as well to alleviate some of the burden off of you, especially if you are like more busy these days, if that makes sense. Thank you very much for the 10 bits. Let's see, Quick Katie said, oh, I just realized, do we have costumes? Yeah, we do. Xavier says, interesting. Wonder how costumes might affect the story. I don't know if they affect the story. I would assume it just affects things visually, unless there are times where they're supposed to dress like that. But if we get to a point back in the present where Apollo's supposed to be all bandaged, I'll take the costume off, because that's a cool look he's got. We also need to keep an eye out for somebody wearing a coat, kind of like the one that we saw Apollo wearing. This guy doesn't have it. Anyway, let's ask, why the merger? It seems like you were rather forceful in pushing for the municipal merger. He might not have been. It might have just been his personality that made him seem like he was being forceful. Do you really want Nine Tails veiled that badly?
Yes, well, it's quite an attractive prize in terms of tourism.
Huh? Oh, is that my jewels be a jangling? Wait, am I feeling what I think I'm feeling?
Sure, I played a bit of hardball, but only when I deemed it necessary.
I knew it! My bracelet's reacting! My jewels be jingling! But is it Apollo? It's my superpower! Mayor Tenma may not be telling the whole truth. Really? How can you tell? People invariably tense up when they lie. That's where my bracelet here comes in. I can sense when the person I'm talking to is feeling tense, because it begins to feel tight on my arm. No way! You can do that? Wait, so you believe me? Just like that? Sure, each of us has our own special gifts. Oh yeah, Athena has a gift too, a special sense of hearing or some crap like that. Still, what do you think the mayor is lying about? I don't know, but it's our job to find out. What the back? Huh?
Apollo, 5. It's been months since my bracelet tightened on my arm, and I was getting used to the blood flowing through my arms.
It's gotta be, well, plus that bracelet, I mean, I guess that you guys said that it always is skin tight and it like adjusts itself. So that'd be fine, but that type of thing, which doesn't look adjustable, just reminds me of, you ever see those pictures online of people who like, they'll get married and get a wedding ring, but then gain a lot of weight and their fingers get really thick and it just is like tight and cutting off circulation. I would worry about that type of thing. That's why I like my wristwatch. It's got like a nice, normal, adjustable little strap like that. But thank you very much for the 10 bits, Vero. I do appreciate it. And yeah, Paul, it's been a little while. He's probably got used, probably forgets it's there. But that makes it so when it does go off, it's all the more noticeable, because otherwise, if it's going off all the time, it'd probably be kind of like, what do they call it? Like phone phantom vibrating syndrome, where like you feel like your phone's vibrating. But anyway, let's play some game here. It's been a while since my bracelet last reacted like this. Let's see if I still remember how to do this. First, I touch my bracelet. R. That's right, the name of my bracelet is the R button. Right, now let's give it a whirl. I'm not gonna press R, I'm gonna click the bracelet. I hate this mini game. Yes, I remember this feeling of intense concentration. The ability to see the smallest twitch, the slightest frown that no one else can see. What was the worst one that we had in Apologesis where the sweat was appearing under the armpit? Now, Mayor Tenma was lying somewhere in that statement he just made. When he lied, a certain habit made itself clear. Oh, he's telling us just under his right eye. Well, I guess it's a tutorial. I just have to shift my viewpoint up and focus on that area. There we are. All right, I've got him now. Oh, there's a twitch. He's like, he's got a nervous twitch. His nervous tell should appear when he's trying to pull the wool over my eyes. I gotta pour over every word he says and wait for it to appear. And when it does, I'll perceive. It's also the R button. I'm not creative with names. It. Okay. Yes, well, it's quite an attractive prize. Oh, it's gonna be tourism. That's gonna be the lie. It's not gonna be about tourism. It'll be attractive prize for some other reason. Prize. In terms of tourism. Oh, I gotta confirm it. Okay, confirm. Gotcha. Mr. Mayor, please, can you trust us with the truth?
The truth? I don't understand.
When you mentioned tourism, the bottom of your right eye started twitching.
What nonsense is this? So what if it did?
Please tell us more about your merger bid.
What more is there to tell?
Why were you really seeking to merge with Ninetales Vale?
I already told you. Tourism. The monster craze really revitalized the village, making it quite the prize.
You really don't trust us, do you?
What are you talking about? The village has been hot property ever since the monster craze started, has it not?
I think you've yet to realize what you're saying contradicts the facts. You say that the monster craze really revitalized Ninetales Vale, so you felt it'd be an attractive prize for tourism. But what would contradict this? What contradicts this? The sole document showing what Tematara looks like seems those who foolishly choose to depict the demon are cursed. Okay, that's just that picture. Can't flip it over. We have the Tematara warding charm. Jinx gave one to set up the crime scene. Flower found only in Ninetales Vale. Boost Jinxie's courage because it was their mother's favorite. A newspaper with a photo of Tematara soaring through the air. Tematara, real or flight or fancy? An airborne figure resembling Tematara was captured on camera around 3:40 p.m. near Ninetales Vale. Diagram, statue. Anything about the statue we can see other than the blood and the missing arm? I bet the arm, it'll depend on whether he has the staff. This is just the photo. Okay, the mask found washed up by the riverside. It might have been crime scene, white hair inside. Photo of the hero who sparked the monster. Photo of the hero who sparked the monster craze and saved Ninetales Vale from becoming a ghost town. Okay, so that's true then. He sparked the monster craze. Okay, you failed to be an attractive prize for tourism. That would contradict this. Okay, what did this say? Jinxie's statement. Jinxie's eyewitness account of the demon in the hallway near the crime scene. She says it fled toward the foyer. After leaving the scene and calling the police, they passed each other at the bend in the hall. And as he made for the foyer, he was carrying a staff-like implement that jingled. She couldn't call for help because there was no one else in the hall. And then this is the TV program guide. The afternoon wrestling match was a total disaster. Howlin' Wolf versus Pretty Boy Vampire. Blow-by-blow commentary by Timothy Twilight. Okay. I don't think we have any hit points we can lose. So we'll try this. You failed to be an attractive prize for tourism, but that would contradict. Yeah, let's save. I'm gonna save first because I don't know. What is it? I don't see any major contradiction, or maybe it's a person. Oh no, we don't have an option for. Let's try this. Present. Yeah. Take that. The monster craze in Ninetales Vale is a very recent phenomenon. It was sparked when the amazing Ninetales rose up against the municipal merger. Oh, okay, well, I need that more information. The village was practically a ghost town before then.
Arrgh.
So you see, you couldn't have possibly seen it as an attractive prize for its tourism. What's the real reason behind your push to merge Tenma Town with Ninetales Vale, huh?
Well,
Oh, now he can answer. We're back to soothing music. Extempore says, yes, Logan is stomped. You got me on that one, Extempore. Thing is, there's like a lot of really super obscure Transformers out there. Quick Kitty said, yes, wow, these cookies are nice. Extempore says, Light is an Autobot that can turn into a giant light. Camera is secretly a Decepticon that is recording everything and sending it back to the other side. And Action is now my new favorite Transformer. Well, there is a series of 3 Decepticons that turn into a camera. Collectively, they're known as Reflector, and they all, in the cartoon, they look the same. The toys look different, but it's Viewfinder, Spectro, and Spyglass are the 3 characters' names technically, and they combine together into a camera, like just an actual photography, click type of a camera. So any one of them by itself can only turn into like part of a camera, kind of useless solo. Let's see, Vera said, gonna go get breakfast. Can you bring some? I did have a big plate of spaghetti leftovers earlier, but I could go for some breakfast foods. Queen Katie said, go get your feast. Extremity says, coffee. I feel like I read about that. And Crystal's quote number 4, has there been a murder? Please say it was a murder. Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc, June 21st, 2021. I think it was probably because that we were going so long when just nothing happened. Extremity says, good answer. Why does he sound like someone on Family Feud? Queen Katie said, the ice cream was an Oreo drumstick. It was very tasty. And Extremity says, Apollo right now. Emote. Says, okay, but like guys, we should let Lapel cook. Okay, let's go and ask about the merger. Then I'll read some more of the chat. Why the merger? Are you ready to tell me the truth now?
honestly, I never wanted to pursue the merger in the first place. But I had no choice if I wanted to protect my darling.
Sorry, his voice is kind of hurting my throat.
My darling little Jinxie.
Protect her from what?
I received a threat. It said either I go through with the merger or my Jinxie dies.
Have a sip of water. What? How awful! Who would do such a thing?
I don't know. But whoever blackmailed me must be connected to the murder.
Well, wait, so you think the blackmailer and the killer could be one and the same?
Alderman QB was immensely popular, so you have to ask, who would want him dead?
You know, I'm gonna change his voice a little bit, because that is starting to hurt my throat. I'm gonna take the gravel out of it.
The blackmailer who wanted the merger at all costs had all the motive in the world.
But why go from blackmail to murder? The merger protest won't disappear just because the alderman was killed. Oh, could it be? It's because he was a pro wrestler. And so the merger protest will stop. What if there was another reason for the murder? Like what? Maybe the blackmailer discovered Alderman QB's secret identity. And his secret identity was a threat to the blackmailer's merger scheme. What do secret identities have to do with anything, Apollo? I have evidence revealing the Alderman's secret identity. Maybe it's time to use it. Okay, so... Oh, I guess we gotta present. Present the mask and present. Maya Tenma, please take a look at this if you would.
That's the amazing Ninetales mask. What is the meaning of this?
This mask was almost definitely at the crime scene. And there was some white hair inside. We do not know if it was from the person's head, but regardless, it was white.
White hair? You say?
There was but one person with white hair in the manor that day.
What? What are you saying?
You know which man I'm talking about, right? The amazing Ninetales! I'm talking about Rex QB! The amazing Ninetales himself! Liking this music. Gonna read some of the chat while enjoying this music. Extremity says, but like you could accidentally crash the economy with the piggy bank. I guess I would just have to use it very judiciously. I would consider myself responsible with it, personally. Quick Katie said he was gonna be a lady at some point. Oh, I missed a comment there. Quick Katie said just discovered LaBelle's concept art is something he was gonna be a lady at some point too. I would want to look it up, but I usually have to wait till I've finished a game before I start Googling things because I don't want to hit spoilers. Let's see. Weedle says I have three Pokemon card I can't use since I don't have the starter for it. Big sad. Aw. Quick Katie said, that's Athena's uniform in HD is so beautiful. Extra says Logan's Damien voice is awesome. Says, oh, thank you. It's just hurting my throat though. It says, you never apologize. You gotta own it. Only cool kids coming fashionably late. Jorge says, general choir practice. I'm gonna lurk for a while I drive home. A bit while I drive home. Yes, drive safely. I don't know if you can still hear us while you're driving. If it's like on the dashboard, you can hear it or through the stereo system, but don't be typing while you're driving. Please be safe. You know, sometimes it's nice to practice for the sake of practicing. Last night I went to an open house. A guy who holds a lot of acting workshops that I've gone to in the past and has directed some stuff I've been in was having an open house. And it was just like an opportunity for people to show up, just did a little, it's like monologues and scenes and stuff like that, gave feedback. It was kind of nice. Kind of low stress, kind of just chill and cool. Viewer says, I return after standing around the kitchen for 20 minutes. I got cereal. But what kind of cereal, Vero, huh?
You can probably check the gallery for DD in the trilogy to see concept art.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Thank you very much, Vero, for the 10 bits. I did see on Twitter, because suddenly I've started posting about Apollo Justice Trilogy, I'm seeing now ads for it. They're saying there's lots of special features that I haven't even looked into, seeing what they all are. So thank you very much for the 10 bits, Vero. I might check that out a little bit later. Thank you. All right. I'm talking about Rex QB, the amazing Ninetales himself. No way. Athena, we have talked about this. At the beginning of the stream, we discussed this. You know this already.
The Alderman was impossible!
Wait, come to think of it, Alderman QB was a former pro wrestler. So the blackmailer turned killer when he discovered the Alderman's secret identity. Didn't I just say that? But yeah, the amazing Ninetales was a threat to the blackmailer's scheme. He opposed the merger, and as a result, single-handedly sparked the monster craze. Even so, what was the mask doing at the crime scene? Well, there had been an event at the manor. And maybe Alderman QB had taken part in it, if you get my drift. No, he was already dead at that point, probably. So that's right there is LaBelle, huh?
Yeah, I had you hooked up to my stereo. Cause you know what's cooler than pizza and kick flips? Being a safe driver.
Yes.
Cool face.
Yes, being a safe driver. We should, if anybody ever here ever does have it hooked up to your stereo again, I'm assuming you're done driving now. You should let me know, and then I'll pick some random song. Won't play the music to it because of DMCA stuff, and we'll just start singing together. Just start belting out a song at the top of our lungs, because it's fun to do that when you drive. But thank you very much for the 10 bits, Jorge. I appreciate that. This is absurd. Mr. Mayor, do you have proof of the threat that was made against you? Yes, a blackmail letter. Unfortunately, it disappeared after the murder. I'd been carrying it around in my briefcase, but now it suddenly vanished. Wait, the briefcase or just the letter? The blackmailer must have taken it with them after they killed the alderman. Well, at least we clearly established the killer's motive. Mayor Tenmark, visiting hours are over. It would appear this meeting is adjourned. Pew! Apollo, do you really think that Tenmataro and that Jinxie saw is the killer? I don't know. All I know is there's no such thing as monsters. What about that newspaper article? Could the killer have purposefully freed Tenmataro to do their dirty work? Oh, come on. There wasn't any Tenmataro to release in the first place. Yes, but the only suspects the police have right now are the mayor and a yokai. We'll probably be arguing whether there was a yokai involved in court tomorrow. Oh yeah, because I'm sorry, Athena, you have not met our judge. He is I love him. Don't get me wrong, I love him. But he's a piece of work. Sigh. I can already see that look of disbelief on the judge's face. Apollo, are you all right? I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Have you ever heard someone who's not fine say I'm fine like that? Oh, think of something. I'd better, because I can't very well say a flying demon was the killer. At this point, the only thing I know for sure is tomorrow is gonna be one doozy of a trial. So we made it! We made it to the trial! Trial day! We're gonna see Simon Blackquill. To be continued. Yay. Save your current progress? Yeah, save my poggers. Save. Save complete, okay. Continue to the next chapter, yes?
April 18th, 9:15 a.m. District Court, defendant, lobby, number 3.
I hate how much slower the text is in this game. Well, that's what you wore to court, huh? A sailor uniform. You okay, Athena? You've been really antsy ever since we got here. I'm just excited. This is my first real court case after all. Yeah, a real ball of excitement she is. I know just what she needs. Athena! Hey, did you ever learn about indoor and outdoor voices? I'm just trying to show you the best way to relieve your pre-trial jitters. By scaring the daylights out of me. No, I find that shouting, "I'm fine," in a loud voice really relieves my stress. It's part of my Chords of Steel voice workout, and a must before every trial. You want me to shout here? That's right, here. I'll go first, then you try. I'm Apollo Justice, and I'm fine! All right, I'm Athena Sykes, and I'm fine! Huh. I think that actually worked! I thought it might help. Always works for me. An old friend of mine from junior high and I say it all the time. Wait, is this someone we know? Have we ever met someone from Apollo's past, an old friend of his from junior high? So a friend of his from junior high used to say, "I'm Apollo Justice and I'm fine"? I see, a proven remedy to calm the soul. I like it. Hey, how about we finish off with a race around the courthouse? The point is to relieve stress, not get totally exhausted. There's his costume. Hey, what's with all the racket, you two? I didn't think he'd be in this one. Ah, Mr. Right! Just a little voice workout. Hey, what's with the suit? Oh, this? I was thinking about getting my attorney's badge back, that's all. This is clearly what I wear to show the judge I am being a serious person. That's all? Well, that's huge news, but why now? I have a feeling I'll be needed in the courtroom again sometime soon. But we can talk about that another time. No fair. Inquiring minds want to know. Wow. Oh, we do see Phoenix in this. I feel like he has slightly less facial hair than he did in Apollo Justice. I'm so used to him as his usual laid back clothes. Maybe these costumes were a bad idea. They seem to slightly undermine the impact of that transition. That suit makes him look, makes him look like $1 million. By the way, have you heard about the prosecutor assigned to this case? Yeah, I heard he's a murderer. Yeah, he's serving time. But before that, he was a prosecutor. He also uses psychology or something. That's right. I've heard the rumors about how he was back before his conviction. Using the power of suggestion, he could make even the most stalwart defendants confess. Huh? What?
Imagine being a bailiff and they put you in defense chamber duty and you see right anything agency lawyers there.
It's gotta be just like so demoralizing.
TTS, didn't he wear this costume when he was in court with his girlfriend Lowell?
He did. This is, I guess, Crystal, you might not have been here when we did it. I went right before the stream and there's an option where you can put him in goofy costumes. So I did. So he's not supposed to look like this. He's supposed to be in his suit. But yes, this is his Feeny costume when he ate the glass necklace thing. Thank you both, Vero and Crystal, for the TTSs, and Vero, thank you for the 10 bits as well. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. I feel like bailiffs, on the one hand, when they see anybody from the right agency, it's got to be like, oh, crap. Are we going to have to like bring in a parrot or something? But on the other hand, it's like, at least you know today's not going to be boring. Anyway, using the power of suggestion, he could make even the most stalwart defendants confess. Psychology in the courtroom? I've been hearing a lot about that lately. So he must be a pretty scary guy, considering he's a prison inmate and all. So they say. They also say he'll cut you down if you talk too much. It's okay, the judge takes away my hit points if I mess up. Ah! I knew he was gonna be bad nose. It's probably just hyperbole. At least, I hope so. For your sake. Let me read some in the chat. Let's see. Tiff said, just in time, we're about to start the trial. Well, we are now. I don't know when it was that you came in. Vera said, yeah. Tiff said, I'm so excited, my boys. Xavier says, guard in the interrogation room is a real one. Always been there through thick and thin. I wish we could click on him to investigate. I always loved hearing about him. Him and there's the one guy in the police station writing fanfic.
Hey, loser.
Clam, how you doing? Thank you so much for the 10 bits. I mentioned you on Discord today. What did I mention? Oh, yeah. Someone was giving me a hard time because I wrote a long response to something. I was saying, yeah, to ask Clam about the wall of text responses I have. Like anytime we discuss improv stuff on our Facebook group, which is like the only reason I ever go to Facebook. I feel like my nose is running for some reason right now, and I don't know why. But Clam, thank you so much for the 10 bits. How are you doing? And I'll read a couple more comments, and we'll get back into the game. Let's see. Eggland with a quote command, quote number 19, murders a guy. I probably should have tried talking to him first. Little Nightmares 2, October 23rd, 2021. See, Vera says, okay, that was Rukov. Vera says, it's okay, Rukov. We just love adding random quotes or try to. Crystal says, indeed. Exterminator says, yeah, it's all good, Rukov. Believe me, Logan does not need this quote recorded for posterity. Quick Katie says, finally. Exterminator says, Athena is like, why wouldn't I have super hearing? A Polster. Oh, Polster. Quick Katie says, several hours and we finally get to the Apollo minigame. Extra says Logan hates Apollo because of his power confirmed. Well, the problem is, it's you don't just scan around looking for something, but you have to happen to be on that part just at the right part during the text, huh?
This is Apollo's first abnormal prosecutor experience. Clavier was normal enough, at least he didn't tackle Oyer.
Okay, that is true. Clavier, I mean, he would do like the air guitar and stuff like that. And what I still presume was a fake German accent, but he was a relatively normal guy compared to some of the other prosecutors. I mean, he never had a guy in like a high-tech cyberpunk mask throwing coffee at him or anything like that. So yeah, now we're gonna have one who's gonna murder us if we talk too much, apparently. But thank you very much for the 10 bits. But we should get to him because some of you seem excited for this Simon. I keep wanting to say Blackwell, but it's Blackquill. It's gonna take some getting used to. Blackquill. Wait. So is it true or not? It's your life, not mine. I don't care. Let's just say you should be concise and choose your words carefully. If you'd like to keep that head of yours attached to the rest of your body, that is. Yikes! Better tone down my cords of steel, too. So, are you all ready? It might be a good idea to check the court record again before stepping into the ring. How about, I guess we already saved right before we came here, so yeah. No, we don't need to check the court record. Screw you and your caution, Phoenix. I'm diving in headlong. Right, Mr. Right, but I'm fine. I'll be watching from the gallery. Good luck. Thanks. I also love how this whole conversation is premised on the idea that Phoenix is saying, yeah, I'm thinking about getting my lawyer badge back, my defense attorney badge back. Man, just gonna do it. He was like disbarred for allegedly forging evidence. I mean, he presented forged evidence, but he didn't know it was forged at the time, but he was blamed for it. He was disbarred for that, and apparently he just go back and is like, hey, judge, I'd like my badge back. He's like, okay, here you go. Okay, let's do this. The odds of pulling this off are ridiculously low, but that's nothing new. Believe in our client, seek the truth. That's all we can do. Hang in there, Mayor Tenma. Here comes justice. Okay, we gotta look and see if he'll be like in the wide shot, because when you see the courtroom. April 18th, 9:30 a.m. A little bit early, isn't it usually 10 a.m.? District Court courtroom number 4. And day 1. Court is now in session. All rise. Yeah, court is now in session for the trial of Damien Tenma. So we didn't see him in the wide establishing shot. So we're still a little bit of what's the right word? I was gonna say apprehension. It's not apprehension. We're letting us do it. It's the anticipation. That's the word. And there's Apollo's. Wait, what is this little emote pin on this? I love it. I love that this is what we're wearing to court. Apollo Justice, defense team leader, is ready, Your Honor. Oh, we're gonna see him. I know that big booming voice anywhere. Oh, as chipper as ever, eh, Mr. Justice? Okay, every new button click could be the one that takes us over to, except, oh crap, now the audio is cutting out again. Are we gonna have to close and reload the game? Oh, okay, stabilized. Are you ready? Okay, here's a weird thing I noticed. In the main menu theme, apparently that audio track has gotta be on like 2 different tracks, because when I loaded up a couple of times, it's like stuttered like that, but only stutters part of the music and it gets all out of sync with itself. It's weird. Okay, let's see if this button click takes us to him. But who is this young lady next to you? Oh, it's Athena. First got introduced. I'm Athena Sykes, Mr. Justice's junior partner and fresh out of law school. Oh, well now, full of beans too. Full of beans? What does that mean? Is that an old person saying? Well now, full of beans too, eh? Ooh, makes an old man feel young again. Can we bring that back? Full of beans? Now for the prosecution! Oh, here we go. Countdown to press the button. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, -1, -2. I didn't say I was doing it at 0. -3. That's where we do it. Well, it's not even there! It appears the prosecution is not ready yet, huh?
Full of beans is an idiom that means very lively and have a lot of energy and enthusiasm.
I've never heard that before in my entire life. At least if I did, it hasn't stuck in my brain. Full of beans. I like it. Like I said, we should bring it back. Aren't you full of beans today? But thank you very much for the 10 bits. Okay, I thought... That's the problem doing this blind, is that I can't predict this game. Okay, probably because he's a convict. I'm guessing that like they have to bring him in like with armed guards and stuff. Maybe he'll have one of those like Hannibal Lecter masks and be on like a dolly. Hey, Fulbright! Never fear, for I shall explain. It's just a minor procedural complication, Your Honor. The prosecutor for this case is being escorted from prison as we speak. Prison? Oh, yes, of course. I almost forgot that he is currently serving time. Okay. Oh, this is him. Cutscene. Ooh, fancy.
Yep, Prosecutor Blackwill's an inmate.
Wait, who is that voice? Was that Fulbright? That wasn't Fulbright's voice, was? Oh. Okay. That's him with the katana. He looked a lot young. There's the pools of blood. That's got to be Athena's backstory murder. Oh, but did she actually see it happen then?
But even a convicted murderer still got a job to do and duties to perform.
Oh, he's got a tuft of white hair. And long hair. I feel like Prince Paul would like this guy. Tall, long hair, does crime. Wait, are those scars on his face? Like the little things going down like that? When he just faces away from us? He's just way too cool for everything. He is a try-hard edgelord, I'm sorry. Also, the symbol on his back kind of reminds me of the like the Attack on Titan, like the Scout Regiment symbol for some reason. Because it looks like a feather. Who's that with his back to us over there? That's him. I'm sure of it. Prosecutor Blackwell. Him! Is the prosecution ready? What? Is that a feather in his mouth? I hope that's a feather. Why? Oh, because it's a quill. It's a quill. That's not a feather on the back of his... It's a quill. Black quill. I mean, it is a feather. A quill is a feather. Oh. Enough jabbering.
Get on with it already.
How do we feel about that for his voice? Just very quiet and grumbly. Of course, forgive me! Why are all the people related to this case so scary? Very well, Prosecutor Blackwell. Your opening statement, if you... Oh, what's the matter? Also, did he have... His manacles are still on?
Must we continue to fritter away time like this? It is all right there in the indictment. An opening statement would be pointless.
Pointless? Oh, well, looks like the cat, or in this case, the prosecutor, has the judge's tongue. But we need an opening statement as an overview of the case at hand.
Well then, your baldness. If it's so very important, why don't you do the honors?
Woohoo! Me? You?
There's a term for people who whine and fuss about how they need silly, useless things, and then decide they no longer want them once it's theirs. A selfish old fool.
I don't think a selfish old fool is a term. That's like multiple words strung together. Huh? Wait, was that the prosecution's opening statement? He's hitting his head so hard with his finger, with those giant yowie hands they have in this universe.
Old
dotards?
Old dotards such as you are a plague upon the young. I pity your poor grandchildren. Or is it great-grandchildren?
Oh, no, I'm infertile. I'm sterile, whatever the word is for a dude. All these years, I thought the opening statement was the prosecutor's job. But I suppose I could give it a try. Ooh, might be a nice change of pace. What? He actually fell for that? That must have been the power of suggestion Mr. Wright was talking about. Gavel slam! Him! The opening statement, huh? Ooh, well, let's see here. The victim was one Rex Cubey, alderman of the Nine Tails Vale. And the defendant, Damien Tenma, mayor of Tenma Town, is accused of his murder.
And why, pray tell, was the mayor arrested?
His prints were on the murder weapon. Plus, he had a motive, the elimination of the biggest roadblock to the municipal merger. Okay, this is like very unfair. Having the judge even just recap the statement like this is kind of dissuading himself. Is that the right word? Biasing himself in favor of this information? Let me read some more in the chat here. Vera says Apollo's eyes bulging out of his eye sockets. Exterior says Brushel. Brushel is notorious. Brushel. I hated Brushel. I'm sorry. I'm sure he's got his fans out there. Somebody out there has a Brushel body pillow, but I say no. Vera says Brushel, yeah. Queen Katie said, just wait till you see the Apollo tutorial for the next game. It's fun. Now I'm worried. Tiff said Brushel. Just the name gives me a chill down my spine. Exterminator says, bruh, imagine talking to your lawyer and they just say they don't believe you because your right eye twitched. Vera said, I'd look at them like they have two heads. Especially when you do it in court like they've done in the past. Tiff says, Tenma, it's for tourists. Apollo, nuh-uh. Exterminator says, bruh.
Simon says judge should give us the opening statement.
Is that why his name is Simon? Crap, because Simon says and people just do it, Simon. Is that what it actually is? I didn't even make a connection between like Simon says. I thought maybe it could be like a biblical thing. Simon was like the Apostle Peter's original name, Simon Bar-Jonah. Maybe it was, no, Simon says. Hang on. That's good though, that is good. I like that, that's actually good. Thank you very much for the 10 bits. See, Sarah says, bro, imagine turning into only 1/3 of the camera compared to like the other guy who can turn into a whole of a camera compared to the other guy who can turn to a whole truck. I can't read right now. Yeah, I know some of these all modes aren't as useful as other ones. There are some transformers turning like a cassette tape or things like that. There's an infamous one that just turns into a traffic light named Signal Lancer. Exterminator says, can you choose what you end up transforming into? Or is it random, like generic for Transformers? How does that occur? If your parents / clones Transformers were trucks or cars, would you become one as well? It depends on the continuity. A lot of them you just like scan in alt mode, but some of them you're limited by your body type as to what types of things that you can turn into. So there'll be like a general umbrella of sort of things you can choose from. Other ones are a bit more versatile. Like you'll find like in one continuity, Megatron, sometimes it turned into a tank, sometimes a stealth bomber, sometimes a handgun. So it can change. Exterminator says, do Transformers grow up, or are they born already grown, or are they immortal? They live for millions of years generally, but when they're born, they're usually like full size, but some of them can be kids. Exterminator says, bro, that means he was ripped. Exterminator says, how dare you call Judgy a piece of work? I love Judgy, but he is a piece of work. Vera said, let's go. Neon Fish said, oh, here we go. Vera said, Simon. Neon Fish says, Simon time. Crap, am I almost caught up to chat then? Tiff says, Simon, what?
Could you change into a stapler? That would be cool, especially if you were a stapler with a gun.
Yeah, okay, I gotta give the backstory on that. So, and thank you, Clem, for the 10 bits. I may have talked about this on stream before. So the theater that I perform improv with also does musical parodies of popular franchises. And a few years back, decided to do a parody of the Michael Bay Transformers movies. And because I'm a big Transformers guy, they had me write it for them. And one thing is a joke, we put in a character who just, I wanted to have a character who turns into like most useless thing possible. And so this character, Stapler, turns into a stapler. And the whole thing is that like Stapler is never useful, always just turns to Stapler. And it appears a couple times. And then at the very end, one of the bad guys doing something sinister, and Stapler bursts on to save the day and turns to a stapler. And then like a laser gun pops out and shoots the bad guy right in the face. And everyone's like, whoa, what was that? It's like, yeah, I turned into a stapler with a gun, or whatever the line was, but that was the joke. It's like, it wasn't just a stapler. What, you thought stapler was just a stapler? No, a stapler with a gun. But what's also great is that the guy that, we use like a dart gun with little suction cups on the end, and with this girl playing Stapler, and she had a bet with the guy that she would shoot, where she would try to get the suction cups to actually land and stick to his costume. And so she would like actually aim at him, and sometimes to stick. And one night it went and square between the eyes, and he had like a pair of goggles on, and just like right there. It was fantastic. Anyway, I do be rambling, but thank you very much for the 10 bits, Clam. All right. Plus, yeah, and again, I should stay away from the chat because I do feel like I am probably close to catching up if people are already doing daddy commands for Simon Blackquill. Plus, he had a motive, the elimination of the biggest roadblock to the municipal merger. The caretaker and the secretary, or other potential suspects, both have alibis. And his daughter, who was also in the vicinity at the time of the incident, has no motive.
So in a nutshell,
I'd have to say the charges against the defendant are incontrovertible. So, all right, guilty. There we are. Trial done. Thank you. That was very quick.
bravo, your baldness. Your years of experience shine bright like your head.
Oh, flattery will get you everywhere. Hoo-hoo. He's playing Simon Says with the judge. Okay, so even if Vera hadn't said anything, it would have been brought up eventually. Moving right along now, let's hear from our first witness for today, Detective Fulbright. Yay, Fulbright. He just brightens our day to see the guy. Witness, please state your name and occupation. I thought the prosecutor asks that. Is the judge officially the prosecutor now? I am the detective assigned to this case, Bobby Fulbright. Oh, and I'll also be keeping tabs on old Blackquill here. I also heard you would provide protection if it ever came to that. Okay, so if Blackquill tries to kill us, he will stop him. He'll get in the way. See, Exterminator says, to be fair, with the way Ace Attorney is, I wouldn't be surprised if the flying demon was the killer, but who knows? That is true. I mean, now I'm having flashbacks to, what was that one case with the bridge and flinging the body across it and freaking Larry Butts' drawing of the bridge on fire? And, oh my gosh, Larry Butts. Thank goodness we haven't seen him yet. Crystal says, Simon! Exterminator says, Daddy Command, because I know the chat is going to say that. Or he said, that'd be a super fun, actually. I might just do that when I'm driving. Okay, but you have to let us know before you start driving. that's what's happening. So you're not gonna be texting while driving, and then yeah, we'll sing something with you. All right, let's play some more here. I also heard you would provide protection if it ever came to that.
Huh. It would seem that I have been sorely underestimated.
Wait, who's protecting who from what? Still, I truly believe anyone can turn their life around, even old Blackwell here. Whoa!
Fulbright. Ha 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 ha. See what I did there? I changed the syllable full into fool to suggest that you are indeed a fool. Save your platitudes for funerals. Get on with your statement.
I worry that this voice might slow the momentum of the trial down. Maybe I should do a different voice for this guy. Ha ha ha! That's the spirit! Justice must be swift and true! I see it in your eyes! There is hope for your rehabilitation and return to society! I will never give up on you! Do the fans ship Blackwell with Fulbright? I feel like they would, especially since one has like a bright, shiny white motif, the other has dark black motif. Prosecutor Blackwell doesn't seem to intimidate Detective Fulbright. Well, you know what they say, ignorance is bliss. Oh, so that's why Detective Fulbright was assigned to Blackwell. He's so oblivious. Now let's have your first statement, Detective Fulbright. You got it! But first I'd like to say to the defense that justice will ultimately prevail. I like him. He's a nice guy. About the murder. Huh?
So that's the pun of Fulbright. For him to be called Fulbright, that's and because of his bright and cheerful personality.
So they called him that. So I'm guessing he probably had like a slightly different name in Japanese, obviously, because they would have their own different puns. But then they were doing this like, we got to come with some insult. He's gonna have bright in there. It'd be something bright something. We gotta have an insult. You called fool. We love to call people fools. Franziska. Oh yeah, people will remember her. Probably, but thank you very much for the 10 bits. I appreciate that. I'll read a few more comments. Crystal says to Extemporaneous, I agree. Extemporaneous says, hey, I'm just doing it for you. Yeah, you already know. We just said, plus, what is this man's district he works in? Sometimes it is a city, but others it's some random field 90 miles from nowhere. The jurisdiction is all of Japanifornia. I don't know. Extemporaneous says, don't your junior high friends say, I'm Logan and I'm fine? Well, the problem is, like, for 7th and 8th grade, I went in like an extended learning program at the high school. So I was at the same school for 7th through 12th. So I never had a normal junior high experience. Extemporaneous. Viewer says, Feeny! Quick Katie said, that's why I wanted Feeny. Extemporaneous says, a Polster knows he'll get dusted by Thena if they raised. Vero says, Beanix crumbs. Quick Katie said, I wanted you to laugh, Logan. That was the point. Crystal says, that was read by TTS. And Quick Katie said, wasn't the same trial where he ate the necklace. And not just a necklace, a glass necklace that had been used to contain poison. And as you said, yes, lived. Crystal said, yes, laughing. Hey, Zeoptic is here. Saying, hoping the stream doesn't end, but friends are doing subathon. Wonder maybe you could rate him after. His Twitch name is Slamel. Okay, let me copy that down. Thank you very much for the heads up on this. I haven't been keeping track of raid suggestions yet because we're not even to the 2-hour mark, but I will copy this down because we will later tonight want to be looking for a raid suggestion. So thank you very much for that one. I am jotting that down right now. Cool, thank you, and good to see you. And Eglin said, curse plus doctor equals nurse. Some of these feel like they just rhyme. Clam says, pretty discouraged today. Why are you discouraged? Okay, Clam, like for reals, why are you discouraged? Anything we can do to like cheer you up? Because I know that you always come in here bright and sunny and cheerful with tearing me down with jokes and stuff. But yeah, anything we can do for you, Clam? Oh yeah, Alderman Cuby was murdered with a spear that had been on the wall. The fingerprints of the defendant, Damien Tenma, were found on the murder weapon. At the time, Alderman Cuby was asleep from a drug he unwittingly ingested. I love how surprised he is. Unwittingly ingested a drug. Mayor Tenma attacked his helpless victim, impaling him like a human shish kebab. But the sudden pain jolted the victim awake, and he grabbed a statue and struck back. Okay, so that's why the statue has blood on it then. Also, Apollo, your pin on your jacket is clipping through your hand, bro. That is not healthy. Alderman QB had been slipped some kind of sleep-inducing drug? That's right! The accused was scared because the alderman was a former pro wrestler. So he slipped him a drug to make sure he'd be out cold and defenseless. Here's the autopsy report to prove it. It's updated. QB's autopsy report added to the court record. All right, cause of death. Stabbed with a spear. Estimated time of death around 3:20 p.m. The victim had been in a drug-induced slumber. Wonder if that's going to be a commonality between all these cases. Wasn't the last one had like a drug-induced slumber? Or am I thinking of something else? Everything's crossing wires, but oh, that's an AI Somnium Files. Yeah, all my wires are crossed right now. And the victim managed to attack his attacker despite being impaled by a spear? Oh, that sounds almost superhuman. Is it even possible? Yes, I tried it myself. Stabbed myself with a spear when I was sleep-induced. Stood up, clobbered someone with a statue. Well, he was a former pro wrestler after all. That spear was probably nothing more than a mosquito bite to him.
Objection!
Not so fast. Don't try to brush it all off by saying the alderman had been a pro wrestler. Do you really expect us to believe he could fight back after being skewered by a spear? Plus, like, isn't Tenma also a pro wrestler? Or maybe Damien Tenma is the Tenma Taro pro wrestler. So I don't know. He's a big guy for you.
Never heard of the incredible feats of which man is capable of in a pinch, have you? Like the samurai of yore, wrestlers can battle through immense pain. It sharpens their senses. I used to talk about it with a former wrestler I met in the clink. That's slang for the hooskow. Hooskow is slang for the big house. Big house is slang for jail.
I don't know. It still sounds a little far-fetched.
Does it now? Oh, then perhaps we should test the theory on you with the edge of my blade.
Wait. They did not let the prisoner, the convicted murderer, carry a katana into the courtroom. Did they? I didn't sign up for this. Oh, it's just his chain. He'll strangle me, I guess.
Huh. And so your life is spared. For now.
Please let those shackles be made of titanium. I don't want to die. Ha ha! My investigations are as thorough as they are foolproof, or my name isn't Fulbright. I vow to resign immediately if I ever make a false arrest. No! He'll do it too, won't he? Is he going to resign after this? I like this guy. I want him to stay on the police.
The accused prints were on the weapon, and he's the one person without an alibi. Quite decisive evidence, wouldn't you agree? Your
TTS
baldness.
Welp dug his own grave.
I know. Why would you do that? I mean, maybe he's all about like honor and stuff like that, but yeah, he's. Because I want him to stay as like so honest and true to his word, but I don't want him to resign. Can we just? And we can let Tenma Taro or Damien Taro take one for the team, for Team Fulbright, and be convicted and executed. Right? Is that wrong? Did we do that? But thank you very much for the TTS. I'll read a few more comments in the chat now. Let's see. Exterminator says, maybe they should have done it the Persona way, where the costumes won't show up in cutscenes, so it doesn't undermine certain beats. It is funny though. I'm of mixed opinions about that. I love ridiculous costumes, and it's kind of fun them showing up in cutscenes. But I get you are correct. X-Ray says to Clem, feel better soon. Clem said, released my project and everything had been great, and turns out I messed something up. If I knew anything about coding, I'd offer input, but I'm sorry. Is it going to be fixable? Are you going to be able to get it taken care of? X-Ray says, it be like that sometimes. Clam said, it do. Oh, there's Orbalist! St. Logan! How you doing, bro? Orbalist, how you doing? You know, let's do a shout out for Orbalist For those who haven't seen, Orbalist streams a lot with Wonder Mama 1, and this is giving me an opportunity to have some water. Is this a spoiler? I gotta take out my earbuds for a second in case there's Baldur's Gate spoilers be happening. I see a mind flare. I'm gonna have some water, and once it goes away, I'll be able to talk.
You came on me while I was really
Avert your ears if this is a spoiler for you as well. I don't know what's happening.
Oh Lord!
Leave the Gith Yankee alone.
Water.
Leave it alone.
Leave it alone.
There we go. Okay, I can put the earbuds back in. I should have had the kill switch on for the for that thing. But how you doing, Orbalist? Let's see. Vera says 1:33:25 right now. Okay, so I'm a half hour behind. That's not too bad. Clem says the man, the myth, the legend, Judge Ajay. Quick Katie said, fun fact, that pin is from Emma Sky. She had it from her Rise from the Ashes of. Oh, really? I'd forgotten. It's been so long since we've done that. Emma Sky was much nicer in Rise from the Ashes than she was in Apollo Justice. Exterminator says, on a scale of 1 to 10, how Logan rating Simon? What's the 1 to 10 for, Extemporaneous? Are we talking about like how much I like the character? Like how cool his design is? The problem is it can't be on like a daddy scale because I am, sad to report, straight. And so nothing about him is really doing it for me. I mean, it's a cool design. It's an interesting concept. Thank you, Crystal, for the Tomcat. I'll read a couple more comments. But what about you all? How are you all rating him on a scale of 1 to 10? For me, I think I need to get to know him more before I can say what I think of him as a character. Because some characters, it changes. Like, Persona 5, by the end of it, I'm like, Akechi is the best character in this. Before that, I probably wouldn't have said that, like halfway through the game. Let's see. Viewer says, also the same ones on Phoenix's beanie. Oh, I know that he has is it the same facial expression? I thought the one on Phoenix's beanie is like 2 eyes and an open mouth, like, it looked like the one on Apollo's is like a, like, there we go, so that type of a face, if that makes sense. X-Ray says, why Logan gotta hate on some beans? You know what? We should have being full of beans mean anything. Like if someone's being obnoxious, like, you're full of beans. If someone's being like very generous, oh, you're so full of beans. It should be just universal. It can mean anything. Eglin said, I guess like jumping beans? Like excited? Have you guys ever seen Mexican jumping beans? I think, are they called that? Is that like an offensive, because they're from Mexico, right? I guess they're not actual beans, they're like some type of eggs. But I remember one time when I was a kid, a hobby shop nearby where I live had some. And I was just like fascinated by it. Then they look like beans, but I guess they're little like eggs or something. And they would just like hop around or something. It was really fascinating. Okay, let's play some game here. Oh, the defendant is sounding guiltier by the minute. He has the judge leaning toward a guilty verdict, and the trial's just barely begun.
What's more, a curious rumor about the accused is making the rounds. They say he seeks the merger for the purpose of freeing Tenmataro from his imprisonment. Truth be told, I can think of no reason to show interest in that backwards burg. Perhaps he's a complete nutter and really does seek to release an imaginary demon. Either way, he is raving mad and more than capable of murdering the alderman.
I still haven't gotten to where, what's it? That mayor is a strange one. I never heard of went to a blood drive, but instead of donating, he tried to make a withdrawal? Wait, what? Okay, I didn't catch all that, but also, I haven't read anybody talking about this voice. Maybe you guys hate it. I really don't know. Order! There will be no gossiping in my court! Unless you let me in on it. What do you say? Oh, it's Blackwell.
Your baldness, please take a gander at those charms plastered across his cranium. I hear they're meant to keep him safe from possession by the demon Tenmataro. Then again...
Doing a flashback?
Perhaps he's already under the demon's spell. Behold, The lunatic appears poised to lunge at you at any moment.
Eep! Thank you, Athena. The rumors and quirks of Mayor Tenma have no relevance to this case. Besides, those charms on his head, they're just a fashion statement, I think. Oh, come to think of it, such things don't seem relative to the case, do they? Ha! The prosecution will refrain from dragging our client's reputation through the mud. Wow, she sounds like an actual lawyer. I feel like Phoenix and Apollo, whenever they're starting out, they were just awful, but she sounds like a real lawyer.
Oh, what a dreadfully fearsome lass we have here.
Whew, thanks for that lifeline, Athena. Careful, Apollo. He has the judge dancing in the palm of his hand. The power of suggestion is one of the more powerful tools in Simon Blackwell's arsenal. He's trying to manipulate everyone's impressions to suit his objectives. This guy really is bad news. In any case, it seems the victim did manage to defend himself despite being impaled. What sort of weapon did he use against his attacker? None other than this statue right here. It appears to be a statue of two strange creatures locked in battle.
Two yokai, to be exact. On one side is the nine-tailed fox, and on the other, Tenma Taro. Quite interesting if you think about it. It's as though this very case were rendered in art.
Fox and Demon statue updated in the court record. The weapon used to bludgeon the mayor. The mayor's blood was found on it, but no prints could be lifted. Wait, hang on. No prints could be lifted. Whoa, hold on a second. Court record. He's not wearing gloves. How could he have clobbered him with that and leave no prints on it? There's a hole in their thing, but that probably isn't going to be the evidence we'll present. Mr. Justice, you may proceed with your cross-examination. All right, cross-examination. Yeah. All right, let's save the game before we talk about the murder. And we'll press him on everything, and then we'll present some evidence. All right, save. Save. Also, I do need to find it from you guys if we want to keep that muttery, quiet sort of voice for Blackwell. Let's see, Exterminator says, according to the Google, if someone is full of beans, they are very lively and have a lot of energy and enthusiasm. Clam says, I call my baby Bean. Aw. Exterminator says, aw. Queen Katie said, wow, I sure do love my favorite prosecutor, Mr. Nothing. Neon says, here we go. Vera said, Mr. Simon Nothing. But there's a daddy command from Tiff anyway. Tiff says, one for Fulbright. Aw. Neon says, let's go. Exterminator says, does Logan like his design? I feel like the designs are getting a bit more over the top, because like Edgeworth design, I mean, it's over the top, but it's still like a suit. It's like old-timey classical suit. Same with Manfred von Karma, to an extent, Franziska von Karma. Godot is where they really start going, we can do whatever we want. This, I think I would have, like I said, preferred actual prison jumpsuit sort of thing. But it does have a unifying aesthetic, and it works as like a foil against Fulbright, so I guess it's cool. Vera said they have a shortage of prosecutors, guys. Quick Katie said, Simon, my beloved. Exterminator says, you want to know how I got these scars? Neon says, Simon, beloved. Tiff says, and one for Blackwell, my beloved. Exterminator says, try hard, edgelord, I'm weak. Neon says, yes, edgelord voice. What does an edgelord voice sound like? Tiff says, such a grabbable ponytail. Vero says, oh, I need him. Quick Katie said, that's the best voice, Logan. Good job. Okay, so you approve of the voice? Tiff says to Vero, you're going to have to share. Vero says, one chance, Blackwell. Clem says, antagonizing the judge, never a great idea. Neon says, y'all, I'm going to do one thing I've never done in a low row stream until now. Daddy. So this, Neon Fish, this is the straw that broke the back for the daddy command for you. Interesting. Let me have a sip of water, and then we're going to start pressing these statements here. Alderman Cuby was murdered with a spear that had been on the wall. Hold it! So those weapons on the wall of the Fox chamber, I presume those are real? Don't you think keeping real weapons around like that is rather dangerous?
No matter what he collected, the alderman insisted it be the real deal. For instance, he had a real demon's club in his possession. Apparently, one of his ancestors claimed it after defeating a demon in battle. What? That's gotta be an old wives' tale. I feel like, I'm glad they kept this sprite, but I feel like it's lost some of its charm in the transition to 3D. And also just like, I'm trying to figure out how this even physically, anatomically works. Ha ha ha! The alderman had a pure, unadulterated justice flowing in his veins. Whatever he did it right. We've lost a real champion of justice in his death. Nothing but claptrap and balderdash, if you ask me. Now stop your bleating and tell us about the weapon. Your wish is my command! The fingerprints of the defendant, Damien Tenma, were found on the murder weapon. Hold it! It doesn't make sense if you think about it. Prints could be easily wiped off. You do have a point there. Huh. I'd venture to say he did not wipe off the prints because he could not. What do you mean? Looks like he wants you to figure it out. Well, don't just stand there, show who's boss. Okay, so I'm guessing he's saying that if he was clobbered with the statue and got knocked out cold, that would have happened before he had a chance to wipe off the prints. I'm totally lost. So why don't you just tell me the answer already? That was in parentheses. He can't read your mind, bro. I don't think he saw that plea for help. You feeling all right, kid? Running a fever, perhaps? I wish trials came with a reset button. Well, the specifics may yet come to light. Please proceed, Detective Fulbright. At the time, Alderman Kubi was asleep from a drug he unwittingly ingested. Come to think of it, a coffee cup was found on the floor. Was the sedative in his coffee? Bingo! We found traces of a sleeping agent all over the inside of the cup. I mean, that's probably the real reason why that Tenma was knocked out as well. He was probably KO'd from that, clobbered in the head while he was unconscious. Did you check his coffee cup? Did you check his bloodstream or whatever to see if he had any in his system? And that is why he was out cold. That is, until he leapt to his feet upon being impaled by the mayor. What an awful way to wake up! A rather stimulating eye-opener, if you ask me. Did that shock you? Did it shock you to hear me say that? That's right, I'm so edgy. I shop at Hot Topic. I also go to Spencer's. And I sometimes think about going to the section in the back of the store with all the sex stuff. I, too, would have risen to attack, for to die in battle is the samurai way. Oh yeah, that's right, somebody said it's like a samurai theme that he has. I was hoping he'd have like a samurai helmet or something. Paradise awaits fallen heroes, but that whole...
Logan, not
What, is that a good or a bad? What is happening? I gotta read some in the chat here. Actually, let me do this first because he's slamming his hand on the desk. Did I do a good or a bad thing? But thank you very much for the 10 bits of hero. I don't know what's happening.
Paradise awaits fallen heroes. Ha ha ha. But that hole in his stomach would make eating a challenge. Ha 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 ha.
Prosecutor Blackwell, please! Those morbid jokes of yours have no place in this court!
I'm edgy, what can I say? Says the jester in Detective's guise.
Moving right along! Ha ha! I love how just completely unfazed Fulbright is by that. I gotta read some more in the chat though. Vera says real Neon. Quick Kitty said Edgeworth over here face palming right now. Judgy, why? Tiff says to Neon, screenshotted, history has been made. Neon says, I don't know if anyone remembered from the Danganronpa days, but I do make Daki Makuras. I hope I'm saying that right. This body pillows, right? Guess who's on one? Oh, do you have one of Blackquill? Of Simon Blackwell. I've told you guys that I do have one that I won in at San Diego Comic-Con during an Adult Swim carnival that they had put on. The Adult Swim had like a carnival thing out there. It was like the first year they set up their carnival, and you do all the carnival games, you'd win tickets and stuff like that. And I got a bunch of tickets, and I got the biggest prize, which was I'm pretty sure I've showed this before. It's from Rick and Morty. It's a Mr. Poopy Butthole body pillow. So. Ladies, if you want a man with a Mr. Poopy Butthole body pillow for Valentine's Day next week, call me. Mayor Tenma attacked his helpless victim, impaling him like a human shish kebab. So the alderman was drugged because he was really strong? Did you see those rock-hard muscles of his? Oh, believe me, we spent time investigating every nook and cranny of those muscles. I'm surprised the spear even managed to pierce that armor-like musculature. I admit, I'm completely jealous of that righteous body of his, ha ha ha! Well, he did look pretty buff, even in that suit he had on. Quite a difference when compared with a yellow belly like you. Yellow belly? Who even says that anymore? I think this guy is full of beans. Oh, I was going to read some more in the chat. That's right. I got sidetracked. See, Neon says, I think the first time I ever posted in the server was when I was showing off a Kibo Daki. I remember that, I think I remember that. Exterminator says, this in a real court would have gotten thrown out of court for conflict of interest, but I think that Simon's point, bro knows exactly that he's biasing the judge in his favor. It says, Simon says, stream when? Quick Kitty says, I just whiplash on the wiki for reasons I cannot say, because spoilers. Exterminator says, bro, imagine changing into a cassette without a cassette player. Well, but that's one of the guys is a cassette player, so that's useful. And it's Soundwave is his name. The Decepticon turns into a cassette player, and he has like the thing for it, the tray for the cassette on his front, and so he'll like press a button, pops open, and cassette tapes, I should say, will shoot out, and they'll turn into little dudes and animals and things, and he's got his own personal portable army. Clam says, not gonna lie, Judge Udgy is my fave of these games. He is mine too. I love Judge Udgy. Exterminator says, let him cook. Clam says, if chat ain't simping for someone in this game, then you ain't playing it right, Logan. Quick Kitty says, so Simon is actually from Hebrew Shimon. Isn't that what Michael Jackson used to say? Shimon. Meaning hearkening, or he has heard. But the Simon Says thing could also be the reference. Exterminator says, Fulbright, a real one. I love his glasses. I do too. Okay, let's play some of the game here. Yeah, and the colors are wrong too. I have seen his belly. It's more of a pale pink. Oh, I know. How about a squishy red tomato? I move to strike both of your comments from the record. You're talking about my belly, Judge. Mr. Justice's character is not the issue here. No, his body is, Judge. Now let's get back to what happened after the far more muscular alderman was impaled. So much more muscular than Apollo Justice. Whoa, the ladies clearly wanted him. Apollo Justice probably would cause a round of vomiting from every female in this courtroom if they saw his belly. Oh, it would dry up their ovaries like the Sahara Desert. Yes, well, your average person would likely have died on the spot. But the sudden pain jolted the victim awake, and he grabbed a statue and struck back. Okay, so we got to get something where he mentions about the fact that the evidence said there was no fingerprints on it. Or maybe that's just what we got to present, that the evidence said no fingerprints. He couldn't have struck it because he has no gloves in that. So, yeah, let's go ahead. Hold it. Could he really have attacked his attacker after being impaled with that huge spear? Absolutely! After all, he was once a pro wrestler. The injustice of being drugged, then speared, was answered with a righteous counterattack. But does being a former pro wrestler make him superhuman? Absolutely! After all, he was one of the good guys, like a superhero on the side of justice. I wonder if Fulbright is someone who thinks pro wrestling is real, and so when like Hulk Hogan would Hulk out and everything and just slaughter everybody in the ring, he just thinks like, yeah, because he's a good guy. Tells me to say my prayers and take my vitamins. Even though he was retired, he could still don his superhero guise in times of need.
Objection!
You need to lay off the comic books, detective. We're talking about real life here. Setting aside the half-wit's flights of fancy, the fact is this. The court-ordered post-mortem concluded the victim moved after his skewering. Well, does that mean he moved or he was moved, though? So he found the strength somehow to attack his attacker, huh? Detective Fulbright's testimony sounds airtight. No wonder he's so confident. No, he only thinks it's airtight. It's up to us to poke some holes in it. That part about the alderman fighting back sounds like a big hole waiting to be poked. Oh, I'm gonna poke that alderman's hole. I'm gonna poke it so deep. Poke his hole. Okay, so we're back to the beginning here. So we want to go to, not present. Where's the button to like, yeah, we're gonna go over to the last one about, here we go, sudden pain, grab statue. I'm gonna save before we do this because we are save scummers who scum our saves. And let's try doing the statue to show it had no fingerprints on it. Because it would either be the statue or the photograph, which shows no fingerprints. Oh, no, we already saved. So let's try, and we want to go to present. And we're gonna present statue. Said, but no prints could be lifted. And we'll try this. Let's try it, present.
Objection!
Got it! Did the alderman really strike the mayor? What? Are you questioning my sense of justice? Your so-called justice needs to find itself a pair of legs to stand on. You claim the alderman struck back after the mayor put a spear through him, but the statue he supposedly used to defend himself creates a major hole in your theory. It would appear that the defense has a counter-argument. Very well, let us hear what the defense thinks about this. What's odd about the detective statue theory? Is that there are no fingerprints? But I'll read a couple of comments in the chat, though. Clem says, and as we all know, quote, a one that is not real is hardly a one at all. Quick Kitty said, yes, Black Bride is a real ship. I personally don't ship it, but to be honest, I can see why they do. Tiff says, a cursed doctor. Takemi. Extremaria says, Clem is the sunniest person in chat. This is a fact. Quick Kitty said, Ace Attorney holding hands with AI Somnium Files equals love messing with Logan. Let's see, Krista says, baldness, Lamau. Vero said, just pray he never arrests someone false. Yeah, hopefully he won't. Clem says, it is fixable. I just got to handle a case that I don't think applied anymore, and then and I'm the expert in it. Well, I hope you're able to get it worked out and done soon, and as low stress as possible. Quick 80 said, it's been a decade since last I saw my man, but I'd rate Simon 8 out of 10 for now, till end game. Vera said, you don't stop talking like that. If you don't stop talking like that, I will personally unleash my demons and kiss you, Simon Blackwell. Okay, Blackwell, I thought you were like threatening me to stop doing that voice for him for a second there. Good Kitty said, I find it funny how an 18-year-old is doing a better job at lawyer than her seniors. I know it's because Phoenix and Apollo, they're clowns. They're absolute clowns. Vera said, it's always Europeans. Quick Kitty said, oh my gosh, Simon has the craziest concept art. I need to post this to Discord. It shouldn't have any spoilers, I don't think, unless Logan somehow reads Japanese. I mean, I Duolingo it, but I can avoid trying to translate anything. If it's kanji, it probably won't. I suck with kanji. Oh, Exist is here! Says, oh, I see we've met Mr. Blackwell. We have! How you doing, Exist? Vera said, chat died? Because of him? Is that what happened? Exist said, sounds about right. Oh, and there's Vera with the Logan. Oh, this is a good one. Okay, so it was good then. So it was good. Okay. So let's keep going with this. And until if there are people who don't like that voice we're doing for Blackwell, please let me know. But I'm gonna tentatively assume that it is okay. All right, there are no fingerprints. There were no fingerprints on this supposedly crucial piece of evidence. And if you look at the crime scene photo, oh, you'll notice the alderman isn't wearing gloves. Yes, I believe he is quite gloveless indeed. If he touched the statue with his bare hands, it sure to left some fingerprints. Let me guess. He'll probably say, "Oh, but then the killer could have like." Oh no, because they still believe that it was Damien Tenma, and so he's knocked out, so he wouldn't have been able to wipe it for Prince or anything. Which why would you wipe his for Prince? Yeah, but they're gonna pull something out of their collective prosecutorial butts to put a damper on this. Detective Fulbright, you did take that into account during your investigation, didn't you? Oh, this can't be happening! Did I arrest the wrong man? Oh, there's some cool music playing. And they still have their costumes in the wide shot. You did it, Apollo! You knocked Detective Fulbright off his high horse. Well, there's just 1 point in our favor. Who do you suppose clubbed the mayor if it wasn't the alderman? Well, if it wasn't the alderman, that means someone else must have clubbed the mayor. I love the logic. If it wasn't him, it must have been someone else who wasn't him. Oh, I'm a brilliant lawyer. You mean there was a third party there in the Fox chamber? Yeah. Athena, yeah, the real killer. Yes. Exactly, and this could be the big break we've been looking for. There does seem to be a hole in the prosecution's argument. Prosecutor Blackwell, would you care to respond to the defense's assertion?
Humph.
The least you can do is look at me while being dismissive.
Your mind is as dull as an unhoned blade, Justice Dono.
Love the honorific he's adding. Justice Dono? He's been watching too many samurai flicks.
It will take far more than that to cut down Simon Blackwell. A whelp such as you has no hope against my superior swordsmanship.
This is a trial, not a sword fight, Prosecutor Blackwell. So I take it, humph is his catchphrase, then?
There's a perfectly good explanation for the lack of prints on the statue. You might recall that blood-stained cloth found at the scene of the crime.
Yeah, it was wedged underneath the chair. So he's gonna say that he grabbed it with that and then clobbered him, but then how did it end up getting wedged under the chair?
Well, it just so happens that the blood was the mayor's.
So, what are you getting at?
Hone your mind, boy. Why was there blood on that cloth?
Oh, he's using the Socratic method. He's making us answer his questions.
Solve that riddle, and you shall see that the hole you thought you found is but an illusion.
Now let's see, how was that cloth used? Was it used? It's gonna be to wrap the statue, but I'm gonna save just in case I'm stupid, which may very well be true. These Ace Attorney games are good at pointing that out about me. So it's to wrap the statue. There we go. Maybe the alderman wrapped the statue in the cloth. In short, he wasn't touching the statue directly when he used it to strike back at the mayor. See, Blackwell is making you argue for him. Don't do that, Apollo. Make him say it. I'll read some more in the chat. Xeria says, Logan can read Japanese. He has tons of days in Duolingo. I think I'm at 740 something right now. That says Judge Uji, Logan Dakimakura stream when? Says, let me guess, it's a Dakimakura of Megatron. No. Although, was it Clam? Somebody here, I think it was Clam, threatened to have one of those body pillows commissioned for me of my favorite female Transformers character. Let's see, experience is close enough. Okay, to be fair, they should invent pillows that are longer than normal ones, but shorter than I was saying Dakimakuras. I think that's what this one is. It's not like a full-length body pillow, but it's long, so I just keep it on the couch back here. Let's see, there's some confession command stuff. Looking for the Google Docs. Queen Kitty said, then should I spoiler tag it and repost it then? The text is teeny tiny. No, I just won't read it, though. It's easy. I mean, and if it's kanji, I won't be able to tell the kanji. Quikita said the text is teeny tiny too. Exterminator says shrugs. Can't hurt. And there's Beowulf says, hello, lonely man. Hey, Beowulf. How are you doing? Welcome, welcome. And holy crap. Vera, you weren't kidding about chat dying suddenly when Simon showed up. I'm very, very close to catch up in the chat. So I probably should, but how you doing, Beowulf? Welcome. We met a dude that chat seems to like in very carnal ways. In short, he wasn't touching the statue directly when he used it to strike back at the mayor. Huh. Ah!
Precisely. Bully for you, boy.
Oh, it was nothing. Hey, Apollo, don't let him start manipulating you too. You just closed the hole for the prosecution. I did? I did.
Right. That a statue wrapped in cloth would leave no fingerprints is as plain as day. But this also proves there are no holes in our theory of the alderman striking back.
Oops. Oopsie daisy do! Fox and Demon statue updated to the court record. The mayor used to bludgeon them, weapon used to bludgeon the mayor wrapped in a large cloth. 2 pages? I want to see what the pages are. I want to look at the pages. So we got this, and there it shows that. And then here it is. The statue has traces of blood from the defendant, Damien Tenma, on it. It was apparently wrapped in a large cloth on which the defendant's blood was also found. No fingerprints could be lifted from the cloth. Okay, we found that next to Tenma's chair. So, okay, it stumbled out of the cloth, whatever. But why was the cloth then wedged underneath the sofa chair?
Now do you see how dull your mind is?
I'll make sure to sharpen it next time.
A particularly frightening inmate once told me that he always tenderly honed his blades before he went to work, like the samurai of yore.
Crap, I was hoping that this frightening bunkmate of his that he knew was going to be like, it'd be hinted that it was either Manfred von Karma or Godot or someone that we've put away in prison. Be a callback to something. Samurai? Sounds more like a homicidal maniac to me.
Actually, he was working in the prison kitchen at the time.
I use the knives for kitchen work. Wait, so the inmate was a murdering samurai prison chef? It would seem that the victim and his killer were the only ones there after all. No, we have not established that. Judge, no. No. I was kind of attached to that hole. Oh, I loved that hole. Oh, it was such a glorious hole. Now what? Apollo, I just thought of something. If they didn't find anyone's fingerprints on the statue, who's to say someone other than the alderman didn't hit the mayor with it? Hey, why didn't I think of that? Anybody could have not left prints on it. Huh.
Humph. Then who, pray tell, struck the mayor with the statue? Please, illuminate us with your wisdom, young lady.
There's only one answer. The real killer! Case closed. We won. Yeah, right? That's all you gotta do. Yeah, just introduce reasonable doubt. That's it, yes?
Prove the existence of this real killer, then. What evidence have you?
In law school, they just said reasonable doubt. They said presumption of innocence. They said we have rights. Oh, I'll give you evidence, all right. Athena, are you sure about this? To borrow your words, Apollo, I'm fine. Take a look at this photograph. Black feathers and tracks allegedly from a yokai were found at the scene. Oh, that's right. So if those were in the blood, that would mean that somebody other than the mayor, because he was knocked out, would have had to leave those tracks in the blood. I mean, it's obviously not a real yokai, so someone in a costume. Plus, combined with Jinxie's statement that there was a Tenmataro, there had to have been somebody else. This is more than reasonable doubt. This is like exonerating evidence. I believe they're from a third party who struck the mayor with that statue. Is the defense actually suggesting some sort of monster killed that alderman? That's exactly what I'm suggesting. No, say it's a man in a monster suit. Say it was a furry. It wasn't a real monster. Let me read some more in the chat. Vera says they share one brain cell. Says everyone in the defense team. Exist says as they should, to be honest. Also, I'm doing well. Done with school for the week. Wait. Oh crap, it's already Thursday. Okay, when I woke up today, I was convinced it was Wednesday. And I had to remind myself, no, I'm doing Thursday stuff today, not Wednesday stuff. Let's see, Vera said prelude theme. Aw, man, by cool theme. Kristen with the quote command, quote number 61. I know what's a boob job. It's when a boob decides it needs its own income. AI The Somnium Files, January 15, 2024. Bill said, pretty good. Just been playing Reloaded. Honestly, I'm amazed that you're not done with Reloaded already. The way all of y'all been playing it. Quick Katie said, wow, 2 hours, 30 minutes. Impressive. Oh, I know I'm not quite caught up in chat, but look at that. I'm only 5 minutes behind at this point. I had been a half hour behind. I'm getting there. That's exactly what I'm suggesting. Objection. Oh, wait, was that? No, Athena, you just lost what little credibility we had left. Never underestimate how stupid our judge is. Ah! I thought I was the one who was not bad at lawyering. Sorry, guess I got carried away. Mr. Justice, we've no time to deal with objections between members of the defense. Sorry, Your Honor. It's just, this kid's still, a kid. Oh. Ouch, you meanie, I'm reporting this to Mr. Wright. So, is this court to believe the feathers and tracks are from a yokai, as you put it? No, Your Honor, I believe they are a fabrication. The real killer wants us to believe some sort of monster murdered the alderman. Interesting. And why do you suppose the killer would do that? Why indeed? Who cares? Who cares? Why does the killer do anything? I don't know. Just quiet. Judge, don't think about things. Just calm down. I'm just petting the bridge of your nose. It's all right. Oh, Mr. Justice, you seem as new to this as your partner is. Ouch! This I am not reporting to Mr. Wright. Hoy, Fulbright, explain to his baldness what these brats are missing. You know, what's about? Huh?
Imagine Phoenix sitting in the gallery sighing that or has embarrassingly being a dad taking pictures.
Okay, well, Phoenix, I'm imagining him, and thank you very much for the 10 bits, by the way, Vera. I'm imagining Phoenix has, you know the one sprite where he's just completely exacerbated, and he's like, and the sweat is pouring down his face. That's what his sprite is right now. As far as being a dad, taking a picture, well, okay, you know what? He adopted Trucy, and if Apollo is Trucy's long-lost brother, do you think he adopted Apollo? I go, Apollo's a grown man. I guess he doesn't need to be adopted, but he's like his stepson. So yeah, maybe very much. I can see either way then. Thank you very much for the 10 bits. You know, the who and why behind those feathers and tracks. Why? You mean you can explain all that? Our investigative prowess is without equal. I'm starting to think I chose the wrong profession. Very well, let's hear about those so-called yokai feathers and tracks. Witness testimony, feathers and tracks. This entire case centers on one man's attempt to crush opposition to the municipal merger. Actually, since we're starting new testimony, I'll read some more in the chat for a little bit. I might even catch up. I don't know. Let's see, crap, where did I leave off? Vera says, I'm just sitting here and taking in the Simon voice in a good way. In trance, even? So it's that good? Queen Katie said, there's something I'm hoping will happen in this stream because I have a poll ready for it. Okay, well, I don't know, because we got like another maybe 25 to 30 minutes or so before we'll be winding down the stream for the night. Although I do need to remember that this is the type of game where we can save almost at any time, which is very nice. Queen Katie says, oh, I read that. Clem says, okay, I added some confessions. Oh, okay, well, now there's going to be even more. Queen Katie said, but I'm not sure if it will happen, though. Clem said, but I fear I might have broken the confession system with mine. Well, if it breaks any of the rules, we won't be able to read it, but we'll see. Quick Katie said, I might have to save the poll for next AA stream. Aw, Clem said, dem boobs need to pay the rent. Beowulf said, yeah, I'm not even in late game, though I'm very quickly approaching it. Quick Katie says, Judge, is this what the kids call Yokai Watch? You know that Judge Udgy is probably someone who's like trying to keep up with the hip trends and has like just barely heard about Pokemon or something like that and thinks it's a brand new thing. Yeah, we'll go with that. He hears about Beyblade and he's all about Beyblade. Anyway, okay, crap, I should play some game. This entire case centers on one man's attempt to crush opposition to the municipal merger. Mayor Tenma panicked when the amazing Ninetales helped embolden the protesters. So he stoked the village's fears by fabricating a monster. The strange feathers and tracks he planted made it look like a yokai was the killer, except there are tracks in blood. If he stabbed him and immediately was knocked out by the dude, he wouldn't have been able to leave tracks in the blood. I mean, that should be simple. We don't even need to present evidence. Those feathers and tracks stoked the village's fears? Absolutely! He knew exactly how to prey on their superstitious minds. Those feathers only gave weight to the idea that the alderman was slain by a demon. The accursed demon Tenma Taro, that is. Tenma who? Tenma Taro, the legendary demon locked away in the village's forbidden chamber. Oh, we get the samurai music again. From a young age, the villagers are taught to fear the great black feathered demon. And thus they were blinded to other, more plausible explanations. Hold on for a second before we start letting our imaginations run wild. Isn't there someone else that could be considered a suspect? Mr. Justice, please explain yourself. On the day of the incident, there was a special event held at QB Manor. And part of this event, there was someone dressed in the likeness of Tenma Taro. Obviously, this person is a much more likely suspect than any legendary demon.
Objection!
Oh, that's what his voice sounds like. Objection. Maybe I've been doing his voice wrong, although Avira likes that voice. Objection. Oh, yes, black man. Ah. Dullard, you're playing right into the killer's mind games. Hey! Listen here. The feathers and tracks were merely red herrings. The villagers believe the murder to be the work of the real Tenma Taro. However, the police believe that the person in the Tenma Taro suit is the killer. Wait, what? The police believe that the person in the Tenma Taro suit is the killer? Oh, then why did they arrest Damien Tenma? The police believe that the person in the Tenma Taro suit... Oh, yeah, yes! Yeah, why? Huh? Ah! Yeah, why are we having this trial then? The defendant sought to sow this confusion in order to deflect blame away from himself. Oh, is he claiming that Damien Tenma hired someone to be in a Tenma Taro costume so that when he left tracks, that's who they would suspect? Why? But why not suspect him though? However, he was knocked unconscious by the alderman, and thus our mentally deficient mayor was caught red-handed at the scene of the crime.
Objection!
Yeah, well, we also got Jinx saying that she saw a guy flee. Do you honestly believe Mayor Tenma would do something so stupid?
Objection!
Objection!
The evidence speaks for itself. Fulbright.
Right! It was the mayor's last-ditch effort to stop the opposition before things got crazy. The amazing Ninetales was fueling both the yokai craze and the anti-merger movement. Plus, he's one of the better-known masked wrestlers and the hometown favorite. That's why the mayor panicked and set out on the path of injustice. But do the people of Ninetales Vale really believe a yokai is behind the crime? I mean, maybe it's just suspension of disbelief. It's like when people watch a pro wrestling match, they don't really believe they're beating each other up, but they pretend because it's fun. We'll read some more comments in the chat, though. Vera said, or taking pictures to make fun of them. Clam says, Logan has a site for fans only. Type fans only to get access to the exclusive and spicy pics. I thought we decided that and first of all, no, I don't, obviously. But I thought we had decided that if we had something like that, it would be called Lonely Fans. Queen Katie said, found family exists, Logan. Of course he adopted him. And Vero tries fans only. You lied to me, Clam. Clam says, sus. Queen Katie sighs. Pat, pat for Vero. Queen Katie said, Black Will was meant to be a dark, manly voice. Oh, you're doing great, sir. Okay, is that a dark, manly voice? I don't know what is. You guys know me. I don't know what a manly voice sounds like. I mean, I would think that Fulbright is manly or something. Okay, so a dark, manly voice. Well, as long as you say we're doing great, then yeah, we're doing great. All right, thank you very much. But do the people of Ninetales Vale really believe a yokai is behind the crime? Yokai sightings are an everyday event there, so I wouldn't be surprised if they did. I must say, a crime that preys upon innocent, impressionable minds.
Just so. A particularly silver-tongued inmate once had the following words for me. The innocence of heart are the innocent. Sorry, try that again. The innocent of heart are the easiest prey.
You don't say! Was this inmate a con artist?
No. He was framed for the murder of his beloved. I actually feel sorry for the poor chap.
Then why aren't you doing something in your position as a prosecutor to exonerate him, bro? Like, you can literally do something. Wait, so he wasn't the predator? Wait, so he wasn't the predator, but actually the prey? So is this going to be like a common theme that every time he mentions one of the other inmates, he makes him sound scary at first, like, oh, this guy's talking about nice. Oh, but he just worked in the kitchen. He's chopping up food. And this guy's like, the innocent heart of the prey. But he was the prey. He was preyed upon. Yes, well, now then the defense may proceed with their cross-examination. All right, we're going to have to save before we do this cross-examination. And I'll read a couple more comments in the chat. We're probably going to catch up in just a moment. Feathers and tracks. All right, first we gotta save. We gotta save, bro. Let me click options. There we go. Couldn't click it until he finished talking. Can't save midstream of words, of wording. I think there's a word for that. Talking, that's the word I'm looking for. Vera says, yes, we are not biased. Definitely not. Be nice to Mr. Tenma. Jorge said, I'm back, y'all. Hey, Jorge, welcome back. It's good to have you back, especially since we are at the point in the evening where a lot of people are having to wind down and get to bed and lurk. How was the rest of your drive, Jorge? Was it safe? I hope you were safe and didn't text too much while driving. Vera said, hey, Jorge, says, I mean, he's a jailed prosecutor. He can only do too much. Okay, well, by the way, 2 hours, 47 minutes, and 49 seconds into the stream, I caught up to chat for the first time tonight. But he's still a prosecutor, even if he's jailed. I mean, if he has reason to believe this man was wrongly convicted, there are probably people he could talk to. He could confide in Fulbright and say hey, we need to look in this. He says this. Let's investigate some more. But instead, he's like, nah. This guy's just good for a nice little for an anecdote. All right. This entire case centers on one man's attempt to crush opposition to the municipal merger. Detective Fulbright, is the anti-merger movement really that strong? Oh, absolutely! They parade around in yokai costumes shouting, down with Mayor Tenma! And just the other day, they stormed Tenma City Hall, claiming it was a den of vipers.
But when the accused showed his face, the angry mob scattered like leaves upon an autumn wind. For you see, lowly yokai are no match for Tenma Taro, the dark lord of their kind.
Wait, are the villagers scared of Mayor Tenma or Tenma Taro? I'm confused. I think he means Mayor Tenma. It's easy to get the wrong impression about the guy. Detective Fulbright, why do you suppose the defendant would commit such an act? Why are you asking the questions, Judge? Mayor Tenma panicked when the amazing Ninetales helped embolden the protesters. Hold it! The amazing Ninetales are no one knows his true identity, right? That's right! And he was a lone wolf, or in other words, he didn't belong to a wrestling federation. Well, then how could he, be a champion? I would imagine they wouldn't allow you to win the belt if you don't belong to the federation. He appeared like a shooting star, defeating one Tenma Town wrestler after another. And before anyone knew it, he was champion. Unless maybe that's just like his gimmick. He really is with the federation, but they claim he's not.
Like the samurai of yore, surrounded thick with enemies, he cut them down one by one. It was a complete and utter loss of face for Tenma Town Pro Wrestling.
He was amazing! If ever there was a real superhero, it would be him! I dream of becoming a true champion of justice like him someday! I bet Detective Fulbright would be a great pro wrestler. He could even team up with Prosecutor Blackwell. A police detective and a prisoner in chains? Oh, don't be ridiculous. You know, I think people would actually pay to see that. I know I would. Ha ha ha! So you do understand the greatness that is the amazing Ninetales! So he stoked the villagers' fears by fabricating a monster! Hold it! Did the murder and yokai evidence really stoke the villagers' fears? Absolutely! That's it. Okay, so Blackwell's catchphrase is humph. Fulbright's catchphrase is absolutely. It had an immediate effect. The presumed return of the dreaded Tenma Taro has them shaking in their boots. Oh my! Is it really that bad? I mean, they're selling tourist merchandise of Tenma Taro. I don't think they're that scared for reals. I mean, Jinxie is, but I don't think anyone else is.
That superstitious lot. It's as if Jack the Ripper had been set loose in their village. Seriously, they are all very worried that prostitutes are going to be murdered. The mere thought of that demon lurking about is enough to spark a mass exodus.
I see! Oh, that's a very persuasive argument! The mere thought of His Honor buying into Simon the Psycho Slasher's words makes me want to spark my own exodus out of this courtroom right about now. So you see, there can be only one reason why anyone would plant those feathers and tracks! The strange feathers and tracks he planted made it look like a yokai was the killer. But again, he couldn't have planted those because he would have had to do it after the kill because the tracks in the blood. Hold it. But it doesn't add up. If what you say is true, why top it off with murder? Huh? What do you mean? You claim that our client planted the yokai evidence to stoke the villagers' fears. If so, then why stop there? Why murder Alderman? Why not stop there? Why murder Alderman QB? Excellent point. Ha! Oh, you saw Mr. Hat flutter off his bag. It is, isn't it? So Your Honor agrees there was no reason for the murder, right? Correct? Huh? Objection.
Perhaps the killing was on the spur of the moment.
You saying it wasn't premeditated?
From the outset, I had no intention of paying heed to any of your babble. However, the fact is the mayor made a startling discovery.
Okay, this has got to be what adds like another line to the testimony or something. A startling discovery? Why don't I like the sound of that?
Alderman QB's secret identity.
Apollo! I think Prosecutor Blackwell has figured out the Alderman's secret identity. What gave you that idea, Athena? The fact that he just said that his secret identity was discovered? But even if he has, why would it be a motive for the mayor to commit murder? Oh, this is not good!
This patch of fur was discovered at the crime scene. It's from the mask worn by the amazing Ninetails. Therefore, we can conclude that this mask was at the crime scene.
Oh my! But why would it have been there? Why would a mask be at the location of someone you just said who had a secret identity?
The victim was a former pro wrestler and a member of the anti-merger movement. Huh. Need I say more?
Well, could it really be?
Your baldness has had an epiphany, I see.
Huh.
Our victim, Rex QB, was the amazing Ninetails. And the mayor's discovery of this fact was his motive for murder.
No! Okay, you never want your defense lawyer to shout out no like that in the courtroom. That is a bad sign. Order! Order! What a shocking development! A motive clearer than crystal clear! Guilty! Guilty! Everyone accused of anything today, you're all guilty! What do we do now, Apollo? I didn't think they tied the Alderman's secret identity to the mayor's motive for murder!
At last, we've reached my real point. Why did the alderman have to forge a secret identity? Does it not pique your interest, your baldness?
I admit it does! It is odd that he had to create this other persona. I am, and will continue to be, however, infinitely disappointed that Judge Udgy did not turn out to be the nine-tailed fox pro wrestler. I wanted to see him be ripped. Just to secretly participate in the anti-merger movement?
Very astute of you, your baldness.
Right! Now take a look at this! Blackmail. Oh, they found the blackmail letter! Let's say if you value your dearest life, you will merge Ninetails Vale with Tenma Town. Do not tell anyone about this threat. If you do, consider your dearest as good as dead. He never said daughter. Maybe his dearest was the alderman. Maybe they had a little something going on. Okay, so
My fave court joke is that one where the kid's like, I got to testify? I haven't even had lunch. And when the judge calls for order, he calls out a cheeseburger, please.
Cheeseburger, please. That is what Maya should do every single time that Judge Udgy calls order in the court. No matter how many times he explains it to her, she needs to always call for a cheeseburger. I like that. I like that very much. Thank you. Thank you very much for the 10 bits, Jorge. Okay, but here's a question. We haven't established, is this the blackmail letter that Mayor Tenma was talking about that he received, or did the alderman receive another letter himself? And if he received a blackmail letter, then maybe that would be why he would don the mask in order to hide his identity for trying to stop it, so that the blackmailer wouldn't know that the alderman was doing this. Or this might be the same blackmail letter that they mentioned, or that Damien Tenma received, the mayor received, because he said he kept it on himself at all times. But the police found it and assumed it was directed to the alderman because there's no actual name written on it. Could be any of these things. If you value your dearest life, you will merge Ninetails Vale with Tenma Town. This blackmail letter was found in Alderman QB's pocket. So again, the question is, did they both receive one, or is that the one that the mayor received and got planted on the body? Why? At present, the alderman's wife is in the hospital. And that letter is clear evidence the mayor was blackmailing him by threatening her life. Okay, so they weren't an item, but it is, so that's got to be the letter that was intended for the mayor, but because it said dearest instead of daughter when it was found on the alderman's body, because it didn't say daughter, they could have just gone like, oh, it was directed to him, clearly talking about his sick wife, yada, yada, yada. Wait, didn't the blackmail letter sent to Mayor Tenma go missing right after the alderman's murder? You think maybe the killer took the letter from the mayor after the murder and planted it on the alderman's pocket? It's possible, but we don't have any proof that that's what happened. Talk about being up the creek without a paddle. Oh, let me read a few more comments in the chat though, and I gotta have some more water. Getting thirsty. Katie says, raid suggestion. Oh, we got some more raid suggestions. Hang on, because I see we are hitting the 3-hour mark right now. Let me copy these over into my text file as well, because we do have the one raid suggestion of Slammel from earlier, who is apparently doing a subathon, although when I checked the channel, it does look like Slammel probably has like a lot of viewers, so we might still default to somebody who has like a low number of viewers, but we got Vivixie and Cannon_Blast. Vera said, that's fair, he could, but he didn't. Vera said, what if he's making stuff hard for us to make trials long, and he could be out of gloomy jail for as long as he could? I kind of like that. I mean, if you think that if you were in jail and you had the opportunity to leave, you totally stretch it out. But I do bet that if he's a murderer, convicted murderer, he's probably on death row, right? And so if he's on death row, it probably doesn't help him that much to be out of the clink, as the kids say. Jorge says, do you think if someone threw Simon a katana, he could escape? Probably. If he's like a real samurai, he'd fight his way out. But I wonder if he is a real samurai or if he just plays at it. Do you think he could like slice the chains or something? Vera said, I would pay for that. Quick Kitty said, about as crazy as Science Girl and Rockstar teaming up to solve murders. Oh, and Vera with the clip. Hang on, I got to load this up in the clip viewer so we can all watch this clip together on the stream. This clip from Vero is titled Judge got range. I'm actually not sure what this is gonna be. Let's watch this together and see what it is. Well, that's the whole clip. Oh, I bumped the microphone. That's the whole clip. What a clip. Thank you very much for that clip, Vero. Vera said, this is turning into Samugi voice so fast. Oh crap, I gotta be careful because Jinxie is Samugi. I gotta work on that. I gotta differentiate it. I gotta find a way to make it dark and manly. Eglin said, every so often I go back to Infinite Craft. Gay Mario is just Luigi. I love that. Oh, don't tell Daisy. Don't tell Daisy. Vera said, ship died so fast. And Crystal with a schedule command. Okay, so we need to check to see who we're gonna be rated. By the way, for anyone who's lurking, we do stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, and Sundays. This Sunday is canceled though, because I have I don't have a thing. You all have a thing. Everyone has a thing. It's Super Bowl. So it's canceled for that. But tomorrow is going to be Persona 3 Reload, so we can check that out. We're going to raid Cannon_Blast, because Cannon_Blast has only 5 viewers right now. So we're going to do that as a raid, because the Slammel, although it's a subathon, Slammel's got 23 viewers. It's doing great. I think for the raid message there, Vero. And let's see. Oh, and the socials, yes. So again, if anyone is lurking, there's a link tree which has all my social media stuff. It has a Discord invite link for those who are into Discord. It has my TikTok, my YouTube, my Twitter, all that stuff. So check it out if you are interested. Quick Katie said, thank you for the stream. See you next time. And Crystal gambling. Bill said, I don't have a thing. I don't like football. I'm not a football fan either. I watch the Super Bowl mainly for the commercials and because I feel like it's sort of a cultural touchstone of the year. But the main thing is I just don't want to be competing against that. If people want to watch the Super Bowl, watch the Super Bowl. Go check it out Chris with quote command, quote number 1, yeah, I'm playing with myself, not like that, way out, November 12th, 2020. Chris says, bye-bye. Vera says, had fun night, bye-bye, rest as well. Yes, bye, everybody. Enjoy the raid. Thank you all so much for hanging out with me. I hope you do approve of Simon Blackwell's voice, and I hope he doesn't turn into the Samugi Kawakami voice. Chris says, see y'all next time. Yes, see y'all next time. See you tomorrow for Persona 3 Reload. I'm excited because I hope I remember anything we did because it's been like a week, but I love and appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I love and appreciate you all. Have a great night. See you tomorrow. Enjoy the raid. Have a good one. Bye, everybody. Bye. 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 And for those watching the VOD, good night as well.